Find a spot around the fireplace, you goons. It's time for another tale of Casual Master Quest.
Aloha, everybody, and welcome back to the Casual Master Quest Guild. My name is Tyler. I'm going to be your host today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the number 17th episode, which is terrible a way, to say it, but who cares? This is, in fact, the unofficial podcast sponsor for apologizing to the state of Rhode Island about Kurt Schilling. Over in the corners, we have a couple of contenders for the heavyweight gaming champion for the game known as Destiny 2. Over in the corners, a newcomer ready to rumble. We have Cam.
Hey, what's going on?
Doing great, man. Weighing at a majestic 180 light. I don't know.
Actually, you're right. Pretty much right on the mark, so.
Are you? Oh, I gotcha. I was just kidding, man. It's making me feel bad about the number I have. A little bit lower, a little bit smaller. However, for the reigning world champion of Casual Master Quest, we have coming in at a majestic 397, Nick.
That's really close, actually.
I figured as much, because isn't the max cap for that game 400 right now or something like that?
It's possible, but it's hard to get up to 400. But I'm sitting at a comfortable 396.
Oh.
I think I'm actually 182, so you're really right there.
Wow. Okay.
So you can only get like to 400 by doing the event that just ended last week. That gives you all the armor that's at 400, and then doing the raids at the highest difficulty will get you weapons that are at 400. But otherwise, the max cap is 385.
Now, for those who are curious, you notice that everybody, for some reason, is talking instead of just listening to Destiny 2. A little thing happened this month. For those who are not aware, and we're going to break our, part A.
One of us.
Anybody who owns the PlayStation 4 right now should know by now that Destiny 2 is free for download if you want to play the vanilla campaign. DLC has been kind of weird. Some people have been reporting that they can get it for free, but I have definitely seen that I cannot get that for free. Any luck on your end there, Cam, or no?
I didn't know. I should take a look, honestly.
It's some reason it was a weird bug, and I got a weird parade of dogs that I do not own that are trying to claim territory to my my lawn. So if anybody hears that, just hashtag get rid of these dogs, yo, and that's pretty much gonna be it on that one. However, we are Casual Master Quest. We have started off on a weird note there. It's weird because I've respected Destiny 2 from a distance as an ambassador of the rest of the world. I let you say as much Destiny 2 as you wanted within reason. However, I've realized that I am now I'm taking my own Tyler Switch initiative over here to become part of the Destiny.
Welcome. We've got the Glimmer Lounge in the corner. We've got the Legendary Shard premium members exclusive lounge right upstairs.
Over there.
Zer's just in the back corner doing his own thing.
The moment I heard "Eyes Up, Guardian," I'm like, oh no, I've did it. I'm now one of them. Here we go. However,
so Tyler, do you want to tell everybody what you said that you're downloading Destiny 2 right now, and you put that message on the Discord? What did I say?
I know what you said. He said exactly that. If I remember right.
No, I want Tyler to say the words. I want Tyler to say the words again.
Okay, you said it was on Discord?
Yeah.
Because I know I posted on Twitter like, oh Lord, please stop it. No.
Oh, sorry, no, it was Twitter. Yes, sorry, it was Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you specifically said "Eyes Up, Guardian," just kind of like
yes.
Now it's funny because ironically enough, I warned Nick, your favorite word is going to be "the shadow remains cast," and Nick didn't understand what that meant. But now that I haunt him about it, I think he's getting good return fire on me now with "Eyes Up, Guardian," because I think I'm going to hear that a little bit more than I expect to.
No, you're going to hear Guardian down a lot more than you expect to.
True.
Actually, that's funny because I just did a public event where it's like recommended level 180. What am I? 52. I'm like, oh, okay. Yep. I got murdered. So before we get too crazy into Destiny 2, because we're already about knee deep in, I don't want to drown just yet. We're going to go with our usual section, the most popular section I like to think of my personal preference. We're going to be going, ladies and gentlemen, into the Pokemon Go Watch Proverbial Minute.
Yay!
Where if you want to enjoy some fantastic talk about Pokemon Go and what we've been playing throughout the week, this is your section. And if not, then just plug your ears and go la la la, because there might be some talk about EVs, some talk about raids, some talk about some very passive-aggressive trying to get a catch-up to other players of sorts that I might mention here and there. However, the proverbial minute is going to be starting now. Cam, what have you been playing for Pokemon Go this week?
You know what? Actually, I think it's probably a good idea to start with somebody else because I'm going to load up Pokemon Go right now and tell you exactly what I've been doing this past week. So if you want to move around, then I'll get back to it.
Okay, so we're going to trade it off over to myself. Haha, Nick. Ooh, I'm going to pick myself over you. What are you doing here?
Again.
I know, fooled. I'm always the guy that was like, no, as the host, I should always go last. I should always, be considered. It's like, no, I want to. I need to pick myself. I need to love myself when it comes to Pokemon Go before other people now and then. It's healthy. Yeah. And so I'm going to pick myself.
I respect that. Yeah.
Do you respect that?
I respect that. Yeah.
Oh, we can fight. We can fight. No? Okay, fine. So I've made a mistake of collecting too many items, and I'm having the thing where I want to get experience not by catching Pokemon, but by doing Pokestops. Because A, that gives me a bunch of stuff in preparation for the Community Day event, and B, I can just spin a Pokestop versus, trying to toss a curveball, which I'm terrible at, still, to this day, trying to catch Pokemon. And so, problem is, though, I'm starting to collect a bunch of items, and I now have to make a decision of starting to toss stuff away or getting my backpack even bigger, which is where Nintendo and Niantic start rubbing their hands together. They're like, yes, you want 350 Pokeballs. You know you do. It's like, no, I don't really. And it's like, can I toss like 100 away? No. If you do that, you may never see him again. You must join the dark side and spend more money. It's like, no. So I expanded my inventory just a little bit more. And because I have a huge fear of tossing Pokeballs away. And I just, sorry, this is a personal moment. I'm going to sidebar here real quick. I have my wife angrily looking at me. She really loves me. And in return for my love to her, I bought her 4 candy bars. And she discovered one of the wrappers to the candy bar that I may have or may have not eaten. Oh. And I'm starting to heavy sweat over here. So anyways, speaking of heat, I'm going to lay the heat back on.
This is the last episode that Tyler's ever going to do on this show. So actually,
Tyler died.
We're looking for a new host.
Yep.
So send in your applications.
I gotta say, I could use a paladin. I can be an undead.
Tyler died.
You can reach us at casualmasterquest@gmail.com. Send in your applications.
Do you even have the password to that? Because
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. That is my own undoing. My openness about the information. I'm easily replaceable. Oh Lord. I was hoping I could come back from the dead, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll throw you heat. Nick, how is your Pokemon Go minute going on Europe?
I've not touched Pokemon Go until yesterday. So by yesterday, I guess you're listening on Monday now. So that means I played Pokemon Go for the first time on the Friday.
Okay.
The whole week because I've been at home playing Destiny 2, and we're going to talk all about that.
Yes, we are.
Yes, it was definitely light on my end. With Labor Day weekend coming up, well, I guess technically the weekend before you guys listen to this, no crazy events going on in terms of the Pokemon community, but I'm sure with the crazy amount of people out and about that, experience should be going up and there should be buzz of plenty. Just
aren't we? We're getting a Chikorita Community Day soon, right?
In about 2.5 weeks, yes.
Right.
So
okay.
It's been the biggest dry spell that I think I've seen in Pokemon Go in quite a while. Now, mind you, the events happen at least once a month. As Cam also points out, it feels like it's only like every week something happens. But in this case, it's like, oh, they're going to do it in the very beginning of the month before, and then near the end of the next month. It's like, what happened to Pokemon Go? Where is it? It died.
Which I feel like is better because it makes it feel special. Like with the Community Day events, having them close together for pushing promotional, like Eevee and Pikachu was for Let's Go. Like Eevee was exclusively for 2 days for Let's Go. You will not change my mind about it. And it was a great move by them because I love Eevees, as we all know. And Tyler hates them.
I mean, that's up for debate here and there. The basic Pokemon itself. I actually got into a fight with the wife again. I'm going to bring in my social relations here. She bought one of those $3 3-packs, those 3 card packs you see at the dollar stores.
Yep.
And one of them turned out to be an Eevee, and she put it on the kitchen table for the longest time, right next to a permanent marker. I'm like,
what did you do, Tyler?
Amanda's holding it now. It's now back in safe hands. But I was thinking, it's like, man, if Nick ever fails a quiz again, I'll just I'll send him a consolation prize or something. But
there you go.
What at the exchange of your life?
Yeah, that's true.
Man, I'm hearing Hitman coming my way over here. However, I don't want to ignore you, Cam, anymore. Are you ready to let us know what's going on in your end, buddy?
I am ready, and the reason I had to actually jump on is because I feel like at this point, considering we have a proverbial minute here and we're doing it every week, I should probably play more Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go for me, as I explained before, like ad nauseum even, is I open it every day, I kind of play it while doing walks, I'll catch a couple Pokemon, but I don't ever do anything really big unless a new Pokemon comes out for the raids. But just a couple things, I got a Meganium, I got a Meganium that was, well, here's the thing, it was full powered Meganium in the wild 95 IVs. So I'm like, cool for that. And also going on right now, keep in mind, September 1st and September 2nd, this will be the past for the rest of you listeners there. But if you are watching this live, there is an event going on Safari Zone in Yokosuka, Japan. And if they succeed there, and if they succeed there, we get worldwide bonuses. So we could potentially have some bonuses coming our way.
So for all our listeners, billions of them in Japan, which, is this Neon Evangelion at this point? Like, they're still fighting off angels. However, they're still trying to catch Pokemon at, what's it called? Yoshikawa or something like that part?
It was Yokosuka.
Yokosuka. Okay,
yeah,
good. I just strung 4 syllables and hoped I hit the right way. But
I don't try and say that. Here's the thing is, like, we joked about it before, but with certain Japanese words, I feel like if you try to say it too hard, like some of them require the accent and it sounds like totally lame if you say it correctly. So sometimes I won't.
Okay,
sometimes I won't.
Fair enough. So hopefully with that'll give us a cool bunch of special effects. We've seen previous things like triple experience, triple stardust, all sorts of sweet good stuff, cool raids. I believe actually part of the raids was the Articuno and Moltres was part of the event because of that. Not Moltres, Zapdos.
Zapdos, yeah. Okay,
so anything else before we continue on to the next section?
Nothing for me.
Oh man, the Pokemon Go proverbial minute. We grieve our moments here, and as you said, we might not keep playing Pokemon Go forever. So this might not be
I will.
Thing. I mean, me too. But I guess it all depends on Nick over here. He decides. Are we
gonna make a blood oath? Is that what's gonna happen?
A blood oath. The bone of my hand. I play this Pokemon Go app. Okay, so I solemnly swear to play Pokemon Go at least once every week, so we may continue this part of the podcast forevermore.
There you go.
Same. I can do that too.
We don't have to be serious. I'm gonna say I don't have a knife or anything. I'm a quick bleeder. Come on, plus that's my aiming hand. I can't do that for Destiny 2. So I just look at the show notes and I see a little joke on Cam's end. I really like that.
Yeah, I appreciate that joke.
I do appreciate that joke too. Cam, what have you been playing this week, buddy?
So to kind of bring everyone in on the joke, so we have a ledger where we write down what we've been playing that week ahead of time in the show notes. And so, Destiny 2, Nick has Destiny 2 in there every week. So I just put the Nick game as what I played this week. And there you go. But yeah, so I played some old school RuneScape. Not much to say there. Just kind of grinding away at that, making a chef character. So just doing a lot of fishing, a lot of cooking. I always wear monk robes, just walk around with a big stick and hit things. Nothing special, not optimal at all. Just a fun, comfy time. But I have played probably 10 or 11 hours of Destiny 2 over the past couple days.
Ooh, Destiny 2. That just came out.
New game, right? Just coming out.
No, that joke is
it's actually just coming out.
It is actually just
I'm not even kidding. It's just coming out.
It's been reborn from the flames.
It's an open beta right now, and then actually tomorrow, for audio listeners, is the release of Destiny 2 for the first time ever.
Yes, and you don't have to consider that there was a Destiny 2 before, and you just consider all that DLC part of the new base game, which is real. But I don't want to get too far into it without you guys hitting your thing, because I'm sure we'll talk about it for quite a bit here, but just to tell you where I'm at. So I think more than halfway through the story. I'm doing all the side adventures as well. I'm level 23, I want to say, and my light level right now is around 180, 190, I think. So
okay, nice. What is the level cap?
30, right?
Is it 30? It's weird because a lot of people, when I say level cap to Destiny 2, and by everybody I mean my best friend, they're like, "Oh no, you mean the light level? That can go up to like 400." It's like, no, I want to know the level, not your power level.
Right. So character level. So this is confusing. You're saying 23, but then the base game I think only allowed us to go up to 20.
Really? Well, I am higher than 20.
Oh.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's probably a couple of changes going on right here, but that's okay.
That's weird. Do I have the DLC? I'm almost
because
wondering.
DLC 1 raises up to 25, and then DLC 2 raises it up to 30. That's the character level. Or I could be completely mistaken. Maybe the first DLC kept it at 20, and then the second DLC pushed it up to 20. 30.
Yeah, I mean either way. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyways.
Cam,
Maybe I
what
have the
class?
DLC. Not sure about that.
What class are you playing, Cam?
Titan, the same as I did Destiny 1.
My boy.
Titan
My
names.
boy. Oh, come on.
All they know how to do is punch stuff and just roll through things.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
There's no thought to their gameplay, to their approach.
I just need to walk into them and then do it Queen style.
Yeah, I just need my Unga button where I just Hulk out and just pound the ground real hard. But it was funny. One of the things I do want to say is I guess I forgot how much Destiny I actually played, because when I kind of went through, funny enough, it shows you at the beginning when you log into Destiny 2, when it brought over my character, it showed me like all my previous accomplishments and stuff and kind of like memories reel. And at first I thought they were just showing me it like, oh, this is what happened in Destiny 1. But then I saw at the bottom right that there was all the people in my party at the time of completing those various things. And I was like, oh, I guess I did beat every DLC of Destiny. And like, I played it all the way to level cap, I think, too. So like, I was like, oh, wow. So coming in here, a lot of things do feel pretty familiar. I'm remembering things pretty much right away. You know, Xur, Crucible, how the light level works, all that stuff. All the functions of the games are coming back very naturally to me, I feel like.
Right. Yeah, so you're talking about the memories thing. So just to fill everybody in more detail, on PlayStation or Xbox, if you played Destiny 1, you completed all the raids, completed all the big challenges. When you, on that same console that you played it on, when you play what you played Destiny 1 on, when you get Destiny 2, at the start of the game, it shows a little cinematic at the beginning that just takes you down through memory lane, showing all the accomplishments, as Cam said. Now, I played Destiny 1 on the Xbox because it was only available on consoles. Mm-hmm. So Destiny 2 I bought on the PC. Despite being able to link my Battle.net account, because Destiny 2 is available through the Battle.net client, and despite being able to link my Battle.net account and my Xbox account through my Bungie account, I never had those memories show up. So I was starting a new Guardian, and I am actually like, I'm very much upset about that, because I put 1,200 hours into Destiny 1.
I don't know if it gave me anything. That was the only thing. I couldn't find, like, I didn't see any items that were like carried with you.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you anything, but it's a nostalgia thing, right?
Yeah. No, I feel it.
But
so just to confirm here, me, the person who played Destiny 1 for all of, I would say, about 35 minutes, who, I got the special pack that gave me a cool boost and all that, but I otherwise did absolutely nothing. I got the same treatment that you did, the Mr. I played for 1,200 hours for the beginning of this game.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Not great.
Yeah, don't worry, me neither. To be fair, though, I had no idea what's going on. So honestly, it's like, okay, I am being shot at. That's all I know at, and I react as needed. And I myself, actually, Nick, what character do you like to play most class-wise?
Funnily enough, in Destiny 1, I was a hunter main.
Okay.
Because, and this applies to a lot of games, like even Pokemon, I'm like a fast, like hit hard, move fast. I don't care about my defenses. I don't care how weak I am, but hit hard, move fast. And so I really like hunter was my go-to. And then they started nerfing the hunters for no reason. Their balancing changes have made absolutely no sense. And then I moved over to the warlock, and warlocks were dumb in D1. They were insanely, like, ridiculously overpowered, and they still kind of are now. And so now I'm a warlock main.
I would like to say that warlocks, in my personal opinion, I don't think I'll be playing it anytime soon. I want to say that warlocks, in terms of their animation and whatnot, probably look the coolest, because I like being the staunch, hold their ground, plant your butt cheeks to the ground and start shooting your rocket launcher for some reason, and building walls and stuff. But warlocks, they're just moving around, doing magic and all that cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, we're just all high and mighty, sitting in our ivory towers, shooting space bombs, chain lightning from our fingertips.
Yeah, but I got a big fence that makes it so I don't ever have to reload. So you better watch out.
Well, I've got.
Watch out over here. We got.
Okay, we can go into this. So I've got exotic boots that whenever anybody is standing in my rift, they don't ever have to worry about reloading either.
Oh wow! But I got a big fence.
No, you've got the rally barricade.
I got
tiny.
A big fence.
The big fence doesn't do anything for you.
Big fence.
Okay.
I got a small fence.
Are great.
Like right now, I can recreate a light version of Home Improvement where I can just peek over the wall and say, "Why, hello there, Tim Allen character." And
you need to have, understandably, you need to have a galaxy-sized brain to really appreciate the Titan gameplay. I feel like so. It's just something you gotta roll with. So.
So this is something that I won't be able to comprehend. Just
no, Tyler, you're a Titan man. You'll understand.
Okay, good.
Nick, on the other hand, I don't know.
Mind you, though, whenever I jump to Crucible with my Titan, I tend to have some of the most fun ever because Titans are dumb.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, all I ever do is just walk up to things and punch them.
So just confirming here for the Casual Master Quest podcast, did we just in the span of one episode suddenly become a Titan majority supporting group here?
We did.
Oh wow,
I was never not, because I played a Titan in Destiny 1 as well. I just didn't talk about Destiny much, but I am a Titan supporter. We'll put it in
understandably so too, of course. Okay,
I don't blame you for that.
Anything else on your end, Nick, that you've been playing?
Bunch of Overwatch here and there. Overwatch is always fun with friends. New competitive season started yesterday, I believe. No, sorry, Thursday. And just waiting for next week to start grinding. To get to the new SR, get new placements. And Stardew Valley.
Ooh, really? I'm assuming on Steam.
Yes, sir, on Steam.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I am pretty sure.
Sure,
I was like, I switched. And PS4.
I was a little bored one night. All my friends that I usually play Overwatch with were not online, so I opened up Stardew Valley, opened up one of my older farms, and just continued. I think I went through one season before I went to bed. But yeah, same. It's really just not even. I wouldn't say mindless, because that sounds like a negative word, but you don't have to think much. You just have to go through it, and once you reach a certain point, and I think I was in my second year, I really didn't have to do much. I already had the galaxy sword. I had all the dungeons unlocked. All I had to do was just roll around, make sure my plants are okay, feed my chickens, feed my cows, find the truffles. And also, actually, Stardew Valley just got a big multiplayer update. Not just a couple of weeks
recently,
so I'm excited to try that out eventually. If anybody else wants to try, come play with me.
Cough. Actually, my wife Amanda really loves to play that game, and she hasn't gotten into it in a while. I don't think she's played since the multiplayer patch, but I mean, she, if she gets into a game with that kind of passion, I would, totally see her playing something like that with you. If you want to give it a talk. I do want to say some concern though, because I've seen a lot of people post on Twitter like, "Oh my gosh, there's multiplayer. You should play Stardew Valley with me, but don't you freaking dare touch my fence or my herbs, or I will kill you." I'm like, "Oh gosh, jeez." It's people are so proud of their farms that it's
got a big fence.
Yeah, they got a Titan fence going out here to keep all the angels out, or the Titans. Yeah,
there's a lot more details to the Stardew Valley multiplayer, but one aspect that I really like is that everybody has the same pool of money. So you actually have to think about what you're gonna plant and pooling resources together. Who's gonna upgrade what weapons for, what tools first, right? So you don't all necessarily have to upgrade all your tools at the same time, right? So one friend could upgrade their axe, one could upgrade their pickaxe so that they could mine higher rarity ores. And so you just go on a cycle until, you just have to plan it out, basically.
All right, fair enough. I mean, it's a great game. I mean, it's been a while since it came out, so, the buzz kind of died down around it. But honestly, if Stardew Valley got a resurgence in some shape or form, through an update as big as this, we probably should give it a hype. But right now, we got a little game by Activision, that's, not by Activision, by Bungie. I want to give full credit to Bungie.
Thank you. Yeah, Bungie, full credit.
Activision Blizzard,
they're publishing. That's
I'm gonna say they got their own launcher, system going on, who cares? On my end, actually, I just want to give a little credit back towards you, Nick. Sorry to throw you in the spotlight again. You've been playing some Bayonetta too, as well. And
I honestly can't even remember the last time I played Bayonetta, but I've been having fun with it. I think I'm on hour 7.
I was witness to this.
No, I mean, I remember when I last played, but I don't remember the day. I don't know how long it's been now. I'm still on holidays, so until school starts, I'm going to be losing track of days. But yes, I think I'm on hour 6 or hour 7. And I'm really having fun. There was as you said, Tyler, you were witness to this moment. There was one moment where it was just like a rinse repeat, and I was constantly dying to the one boss.
Yes, you're fighting Jean.
Yeah, and then and I've talked about this plenty before. Really, is just my time playing Dark Souls 3 really just helped me learn how to find the bosses' tells, their signs of when they're about to attack, what kind of attack, and eventually I got it down where I was down to a fraction of my health, but I managed to clutch it out and beat her.
You were one hit away, and you saw a telegraph move, you jumped, you swooped right in at the perfect moment.
Yep.
And the moment started doing the snapshot on each angle of you beating the crap out of Jean, you had a happy moment.
He did.
Very happy moment.
Popped off.
Yeah.
Oh man. Also, you did play that on Twitch, and speaking of Twitch, I want to give a little congratulations over to Cam.
Aww.
Cam, congratulations. Yes. You've reached Twitch affiliate, man.
Yes, I did. I reached Twitch affiliate last night. Finally.
Congratulations. Yeah. Twitch.tv/Cam Collects for those who are interested. And you want to give him free money on your Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Free
I've been
money.
telling my family and friends. I've been telling my family and friends, if you just have a Twitch sitting around or you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub every month. So you can just give me money so I can try and avoid the cycle of work and death.
I mean, one of those two I'd like to think, but if you can avoid death with the power of Amazon Prime, I feel like
Dude, you just order immortality pills off Amazon Prime. They get shipped to you in 2 days. It's brilliant.
Oh man, I have to get those from Canada. I can't even get those. I can't buy that in the US easily. Get a doctor in Skype for about 5 minutes. Those immortality pills are no joke, dude.
Have you decided what kind of emote you're gonna set up?
Oh boy, I barely looked into it. Honestly, the first thing I did was I looked up what do you do when you reach affiliate. I just put that in Google, but I entered the agreement, so I didn't know that there was that extensive of an agreement that you have to actually partner with them and say you have exclusivity now, so I can't rebroadcast any of my stuff for 24 hours anywhere else. And they have exclusive rights to my live stream audio video content, basically, which I'm fine with. That's the only place I stream.
I was gonna say, take my soul. I don't care. Twitch is my body now.
But yeah, I'll probably put some gross emotes or something like that. Probably some, I don't know. I'll just I'll look at my folders and find something, I'm sure. Maybe a Noctowl. That'd be cool.
Good deal, man. Good deal, man. Nick, you and I need to catch up. We are pushing it, but we need some more cool Bayonetta streams because that will attract like crazy, man.
Tyler, can't you though? Don't you have the threshold?
I am at the 2 of the 3 thresholds. I am now streaming consistently enough that I think it was like minimum 6 times a month or something like that since or 8. And I'm doing 2 days a week. So and I've reached the follower threshold and actually gotten way past it thanks to a couple of raids. Yes, follow for follow. Plus, I'd like to point out that I easily got a bunch of followers from last night. And with that, actually, I think that was the biggest watch stream I was ever the active participant in, and I was like, holy smokes, people are watching me play Zelda. I gotta be funny. And I started talking about architecture. I'm like, what am I doing?
No, that's perfect. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, let's talk crap about why there's
architecture.
Why is there a castle on the top of a castle? What's going on here? But the one thing that's stopping me right now is I need to get my average of viewers up. And I had just started streaming, so those first couple of streams, they're kind of rough with, maybe 1 or 2. But now that I've pretty much gotten almost 3 people guaranteed to a science. I got yourself, I got Nick. My wife will occasionally watch. I have my best friend Nick who likes to watch when I'm coming on. I want to give good kudos to Baylor as well. He is another person that came onto the field, and suddenly I'm starting to get more and more. And I realized if I talk with other people on streams before my streams and say, hey, I gotta go, I'm gonna be playing Zelda, they're like, Zelda? Oh, fine, I'll come over afterwards. He's like, okay.
You want to be careful with that, though, because that can be a lot of streamers will consider that rude if you go on their streams and say, hey, I'm about to start.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I guess be careful with that, because that is a general Twitch social thing that I've noticed.
I mean, the person that I've been talking with, and I haven't, this isn't a one-time person thing. Neko Chibi, I've been watching her streams, like, hey, I'm streaming this over here too, and I think it's cool that you stream over here, so I wanted to show support one to another. And obviously I didn't mention, say, hey, you should, rate or do anything like that, but I was I gotta go, I'm gonna stream, hope to see you guys, see you later. She's like, oh, I might stop over afterwards. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's more fair. I thought what you were saying was you're going into streams 10 minutes before you start and being like, I'm about to go over here.
Hi, good sir. Hello, fellow teenagers and
the self-promotion thing is a big no-no. It's very dependent on the personal streamer. So like if you guys were to come to my channel and talk about your streams, I'd be like, all right, that's fine. I know these guys and we're just having discussion. But even if it was you guys or even my best friend, it was my mother. She's like, hey, honey, I'm gonna go off and stream now, and be like, that's not cool.
Yeah, no.
And I wanted to when you guys started doing this, I wanted to say warn you guys about Twitch etiquette, but then I did the parent thing, let them learn on their own, right? Let them make mistakes and learn the hard way, because it's not easier, but then it's a lot more meaningful. I can't think of the term, but I'm like, let them make their mistakes.
And it's funny too, because I was streaming. So like before we actually were doing Casual Master Quest, like I've been just streaming for quite a while. But the problem was it's all been recent growth, because what I used to be streaming were Sega Master System games that there wasn't even the game listings for. So like nobody knew about it. I had some dedicated people watching from a Discord channel about old games. But what really happened was, funny enough, the follower thing was the one that was holding me back, because my average viewership, I think, is at 6 right now, just per stream. But it was the follower getting to 50 was what held me back, because I have a core dedicated group of people like coming. But like I had been streaming for a bit, but I'm also very careful about etiquette. Like generally, if I'm on another stream, I wouldn't even mention I have one unless they ask.
Yeah, okay, I can see the point of view on that one. Professionalism versus treating them like a professional versus treating them like a personal thing.
Yeah, well, I think it's also like treating them like, if you're going into their stream, you're a viewer. That's my perspective, is I'm acting like a viewer would. So I'm, asking about the game, asking them about themselves. If they ask about me, then sometimes, like if they ask if I stream, I'm going to answer. But usually if they ask about me, it'll be like, hey, had a good time, got some groceries, went for a run earlier, that sort of thing.
So the idea of suggesting like, hello, fellow streamer, I'd like to support my other streamers, that might be kind of red flaggy.
I'll put it this way. It's like whenever I've watched a bunch of other Pokemon streams, and there's a couple things to get me. And one of them is when I see a guy come in and he'll be like, oh, wow, I'm playing this game as well. And that's like the first thing they'll say and the only thing they'll say. And it's like, I wonder what your motivation is for coming to the stream. It's clearly not to watch and enjoy the streamer. It's to shill your own stuff.
Okay,
and so,
I can see that.
Yeah, you can pick it out. I feel like you can really pick it out from a crowd when you see a sentence like that. And you're like, and then on the other hand, though, you got people on Twitch, which is weird because I have mature setting on because I swear a lot. And that's just something that I have on my Twitch. But still, you get people coming in and like, it happens pretty frequently. I don't know why, but people will come in and start calling me daddy. And it's happened a couple streams, and it's like in a really weird way too. And I'm like, hey, that's a
Twitch thing. Yeah. Tyler, I understand the perspective you're going at it from, because you're trying to like.
I'm trying to build a community of sorts.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't hop in like a Fortnite stream and say, hey, I'm playing Zelda. It's like, oh no, she's also playing Zelda. He's also playing Zelda. I'm also playing Zelda too. Let's talk about Zelda. And that's, I guess, my thought set. But also, like, you're pointing this out, this corrective behavior that needs to be considered. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of, self-serving for the most part. You might want to be careful on this.
And you got to consider too, I think even with the same game, I'd say it's even more dangerous, because with the same game, I feel like it would feel like competition. Ooh. So if you go into a Fortnite stream and talk about Zelda, those are completely different audiences. But if you're in a Zelda stream saying you're also streaming that game, I know, at least for me, like the pressure would feel on at that point. Like, oh God, like, is this competition? Are you trying to compete with me right now? What's going on?
I think that's why I didn't pick Twilight Princess HD. It's why I was watching people doing Wind Waker HD in that case. Like, oh, you're playing that game, I'm playing this one, because I don't want to watch something in the game I was playing. It's boring.
Yeah, so it's just things to look out for.
Also, don't piggyback. Don't. I learned this, and Cam and Nick very specifically made this a point. Don't be the backseat driver if somebody's having trouble with the game, because the moment you try giving them hints, it's like, come on, they're trying to play the game. Let them have their own experience. If they start saying and sitting there for 2 minutes saying, I don't know what I should be doing here. Can somebody help? And they're like, oh, I'll be swooping in like Batman. But otherwise, don't start telling them like, oh.
Yeah, and I wasn't upset about it because it was never like a rule or a thing I'd ever talked about. But backseat gaming is generally a no-no, especially with people are like trying hard to like figure things out.
Yeah,
mine is actually pro.
Me too. Go ahead.
I'm actually pro backseat gaming, so that's just for my stream though. So like, if anybody does come on my stream who doesn't know my feelings of the matter, I don't mind it whatsoever, because I'm generally terrible and need help. But don't go that as the default. You need to definitely go in thinking people don't want it.
If you're playing nothing but Pokemon games, though, Cam, I mean, I know your Nuzlocke challenges, you're starting to play a couple of custom games that kind of threw you in for a loop.
Yep.
I mean, you pretty much got Mr. Frost, I believe, that has all the Psypokes information. So, I'm totally cool with him, helping you out like that.
Yeah. So shout out, my buddy Amethyst Frost actually was one of the admins and is one of the people who runs Psypoke, the site itself. And so he always can roll in with the Psypoke checks. But the truth of the matter is, like, one, I'm terrible, the joke I always make, and two, even though I've played Pokemon for thousands and thousands of hours, the stream tax takes effect, which is when you're streaming, when you're trying to entertain, when you're trying to talk and play the game adequately, sometimes your thoughts will
your spidey senses get a little dull. Like
clouded.
Threat detected? oh, he's dead. Oh no.
Yeah, all the time. Where it'd be like, I forget where people evolve. I forget what types things are sometimes. I forget like just very, very weird stuff sometimes. It'll just come out of nowhere or you won't even think about it. So sometimes I feel like that help is to help keep my Pokemon alive because the stream tax for me is very real.
Okay. I guess just to empathize on my point, one of the things I hate seeing now, and I'm trying to work with it because Twitch community can be interesting. My favorite question I love being asked is this your first time playing this Zelda title? And it's like, why, yes. How did you know? This is, I was actually just, before you showed up, I was describing, about the different mechanics of each of these monsters here. But this is actually my first time. I was reading an essay and now I'm playing the game. And it's like, come on, just, it's like, what? Because I swung my sword wrong? I'll fight you.
I've never got asked that yet on the Pokemon side of things, I don't think.
Is this your first time playing Pokemon Prism? LOL.
Well, that one, yes, but I don't think I've ever been asked that.
It leads up to the idea of like, oh, if this is their first time, I will be their shepherd.
Exactly.
Don't do that, please.
Yep. So apart from Twilight Princess HD, Tyler, what have you been playing?
Yeah, so the games I've been playing this week, we're going to jump into one Goliath into another, but I'll keep it short as per the regulations. World of Warcraft, as I continue, the rep grind is thriving and well. I am now at Revered, which is level 3, and I am pushing towards the final level of Exalted, to where I can finally play the Void Elf that I love and adore. In the meantime, there's actually a second reputation that I am just kind of as a byproduct, I'm also grinding, known as Army of the Light. And if I were to get this exalted, I will be able to play what is called Lightforged Draenei, which is essentially Draenei, which has been there since the Burning Crusades, but the bigger, shinier horns. And it's like, it's something new, sure. And it's like, well, what can I do that for? And my thought process is, if I get Army of the Light, as well as the Argusian Reach reputation, both exalted, and I am going to get the Army of the Light one, the one I don't care for, but I'm getting it anyways. It's going to happen first. I'm going to make 2 new characters, and I do have a level 110 boost, and so I'm going to slap in the one I don't care for, but it'd be nice to have, and then I'm going to have my fun adventure with the Void Elf, and I can finally talk about World of Warcraft in a way that I love it, and happiness, instead of this, oh boy, I'm going to do 20 world quests today and then shoot myself in the foot because it feels the same, and I can't feel anything anymore. There's no happiness here, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm having fun. That's my report on World of Warcraft. Persona 4, I've actually been playing a lot more than what I'm used to because the rule is I only played it in the side of a semi-truck. I don't ever play it in the house. There's no reason for that, but besides the fact is I have, and you can't go ahead and plug your ears, I have better games I can play right now. And
no, the reality is it's because you're playing Persona 4 during work. You've now associated the great game with work, and so you're not enjoying it as much.
Like, if I'm not having air conditioning blowing into my face from a truck while I'm being loaded up with chlorine, there's no point in playing Persona 4 anymore. It's like, I need that atmosphere. I live and die by it. And right now, I just, I have officially unlocked Nyoto. The prepacy of unlocking her social link. And I've learned a couple of things about that. From what I can tell, Nyoto is, out of the playable characters, if you want to call it that, she looks like she's going to be one of the hardest to potentially get max social link before the time runs out. I believe it was like sometime in November, because you unlock her social link on October 21st, and you have pretty much a month to get her up to max. And they're like, you got to keep doing this, as soon as you can get it, just every single day, you be best friends with her, even if she doesn't want. You shove that social link down her throat, which leads to completely
I can see the numbers behind Cam's eyes just rolling and thinking, and like what the best strategy is and how it can better advise you. I can just see all of that happening.
Because I think Golden gives you a little more time than the traditional one did, because there are some bonus sections. But I don't know if it's end of November. I thought you had a little more time than that. I thought you had till December or something.
The Google document that was, kind enough to be written by somebody much smarter than me in regards to Persona 4 suggested like November 27th or something like that. Okay. Either the 27th or 26th, but let's say hypothetically I have at least a month. Mm-hmm. And with that, I panicked because I didn't have the fortune persona of any kind. So I ended up sacrificing a couple that, I wasn't going to use, but I would have liked to use to get, Big Daddy Chariot or something like that. And it's an experience. I'm ready for that one. Plus, I also know I have a dungeon coming up sometime in the next month that's going to be a pretty big one. Mm-hmm. And I got, told the suggestion, hey, you probably should work on your justice and the I don't know which one Jojima, the father Jojima social link is, but you should upgrade Nanako and Daddy-O up to max if you can before this dungeon happens, because that might help influence the story in terms of plot points. I don't know what that details, but if that means something, that means something. So I got that going on for Persona 4. Yeah, maybe. And Twilight Princess HD, I did beat that last night, so congratulations to me. And that's pushing me one step closer to affiliate myself. I'm very happy for that. I haven't decided what new game I'm going to play yet, because the votes tied up at the time between Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time with the potential of Chaos Edition, which I'm scared if people actually allow me to play the Chaos Edition, because that is a very, very difficult version of that game. It's terrible. In fact, I believe there's only one person I saw on YouTube who successfully beat it. Like, it's that rough. And I told myself, if I get it, I'll play it up maybe to the child, because I was trying to explain to them on stream, was like, you got to be careful what you wish for here, because it might take half an hour at the most to beat Goma, but it might take me 3 hours, because Chaos Edition wants to ruin and wreck my life in any way it can find to make me paper thin. I can't climb through tunnels and stuff. And I might have been playing a little game called Destiny 2 as well.
Oh, sorry, what? I'm sorry. Just louder for the people at the back.
For those in the back who have, terrible hearing, I just want to say for the record that I have downloaded, installed, and played for, I would say, only about maybe between 4 and 6 hours of this new game that came out called Destiny 2. It just got a new expansion, or it's officially coming out on September 4th. If you guys haven't heard, it's called the We Did It Right This Time Guys expansion. So I'm really hoping that it hits. But right now, I'm really enjoying myself. And I was telling my best friend, I really hope I get a sniper soon, because I think it'd be cool, because shotgun, not doing it for me. Hand cannon, But a nice auto rifle or something a little bit more long range, I'm really liking that, man. It's good. And I will be playing more of that. It is a decent game. I was joking that I was going to give like a full review of the series, but let's be real, that'd be kind of unfair on my end. I feel like I couldn't officially review it until I did. Is what is the Destiny 2 name for raids? Is it called raids?
Yeah, raids.
Okay.
There's strikes too, I think.
So there's strikes, which are the missions, and they're on a playlist, and they're shorter missions. They're about anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, depending on your fire team, depending on the difficulty.
Like dungeons.
Like dungeons, but they're 3 men. And then you have the raids, which are 6 men. So there was one raid, the original base game raid that came out with Destiny 2, that's called the Leviathan. And then they launched smaller raids called Raid Lairs, which are quicker and are shorter, but they can be just as hard. And so one came out with each expansion. Okay. I've not actually played the Raid Lairs. I've only done the raid once.
All right. Something I hope to look forward to then. Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, I do believe, my good sir, that it's soon approaching that time of the week where I get to get this little cattle prod.
I'm actually really ready for this one, I think.
Hold on, though. I don't think we're done talking about Destiny 2, personally.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
You want to keep talking? Okay,
there's
fine.
plenty to cover. Yeah. We're not even... Whew.
So August 28th, Bungie put out a big patch for Destiny 2. It fixed a lot of the issues that players were having in terms of the weapon system and how boring it was. Because the weapon system earlier would give you your primary and your secondary slot would go to hand cannons, scout rifles, pulses, and your power slot would go to snipers, fusion rifles, swords, rocket launchers, grenade launchers. And it really removed the power fantasy from the PvE and the PvP. And so after a year of listening to people's feedbacks, they adjusted it, and now it's a super modular system, so you can have anything anywhere as much as you want. Except in the power slot, you're now just restricted to rocket launchers, grenade launchers, and swords. And the snipers, fusion rifles, shotguns have been moved up, and you can put them anywhere you want. I think fusion rifles, however, can only be in the energy slot, your secondary. So that's brought a lot more fun back to the game. I will say this, though. The old system, to some extent, was not bad for PvE. But for PvP, it felt really boring and really slow. And I'm glad that they made those changes and listened to us. The other thing that I wanted to talk about really quickly was Gambit.
Yep.
Gambit is a brand new game mode, Tyler.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nick, could you tell me about this Gambit game mode? That's all I really know. It's a new game mode. That and something about PvP would be mixed in with PvE. What's going on here?
More PvE with PvP. So the gist of it, without going into the details too much, you kill enemies, you pick up these things called motes of light, and you have to bank these motes of light. You get up to 75 motes of light, you summon a boss, you kill the boss, you win. During all of that, at certain intervals of, I think, 25 and 50 modes of light, a portal opens, sending you to the opponent's side. So you're competing actively against an opponent who are also trying to gather these modes of light, summon their boss. But at random times, a portal can open, one person can go through who's heavily shielded and can try and kill people who and prevent them from banking these motes. So if I'm carrying 5 motes and I get killed by an enemy invader or even a regular enemy, I lose all those motes.
Ooh.
And when the final boss comes out, let's say we've done half damage to the boss is at half health, we get invaded, and the guy kills all of us, it heals the final boss.
He can heal them too?
Yeah, the boss gets healed only when we're killed by an invader.
Yep.
And
I can say, yeah, from the bit I've played it too, it was absolute chaos. I felt like it was definitely entertaining, but oh man, was it chaotic, because everyone really didn't know. It was very early on, it dropped, and I was playing within the first hour of it dropping, and nobody really knew what was going on. There was bad connection issues going on, and so we were just jumping around trying to figure it out. Taken were there for some reason, even though they weren't, like, you can spawn Taken, I guess, onto the other people's bank area at a certain mode of light threshold. But yeah, no, it was absolutely wild.
Yeah, so it's a fun, it's a game mode that feels like Destiny. It's unique to Destiny in the sense that it has all the elements that made people fall in love with Destiny. It's chaotic, it's fast, but with a full coordinated team, there's really not much that you can't do, and it works really well. There have been very clutch moments, and there was even a Gambit exhibition on Friday, live from Seattle, that Bungie hosted. So they had they had two teams. On either team, there were 2 streamers, popular streamers, and then there was 1 basketball player and 1 music artist. So it was more of a publicity exhibition thing. But Vic Mensa, Dylan Francis, and I can't remember the basketball players' names to save my life. NBA is not my thing. And you had the 4 streamers were Optic Diesel. I don't know what game he primarily plays, but he started playing Destiny recently. The True Vanguard, who's a Destiny 1 OG sniping master, started off on YouTube, now streams. Miss 5000 Watts, fantastic player. Shrifty5, and yeah, no, it was a great event, and Gambit is going to be a good mode, and they just have to keep adding to it, and it's a good mode to get into like our weekly rotation once Forsaken drops.
And another thing I did want to say real quick, actually, just in regards to Destiny 2 in general, because of course I'm coming back into the game after I looked, and the last time I played Destiny was 2015, 2016 was when I really played the original. And just starting off in Destiny 2, I might have some of the DLC, so this is, keep that in mind. I might not, though. I might just be level 20 and just hit cap, but I thought I was 21. Could be mistaken. But either way, what I felt is, as far as the base game goes, I can see the concerns about lack of content very early on in terms of, you know, it's even with the adventure side missions and such, it's not in a very, very lengthy story plus adventures or anything.
You've got 10 hours and you're already halfway in. Destiny 2 released in September. DLC came out in December, and there was really not much more than that, plus the raid. That's all there was.
And mind you, I'm doing every adventure too. I would have been done with the story probably if I was if I went right through. And the other thing that really got me is they took so long, and I didn't even do it the natural way. Why didn't they give me a sparrow early? What is with that? It really was actually bothering me that all these levels and all these worlds were designed with sparrows in mind and moving around with sparrows, and having you even walk the distance once you get to Nasus, I think it was, and Io. But they don't give you a sparrow. I think I ended up getting mine.
Funnily enough, if you hit the level cap first before you do any of it, you get the sparrow.
That's what actually happened. So I did get a sparrow that way. So apparently, besides that, you get one at the end of the story, which
if you go traditionally, you get one at the end of the campaign. I
really should have had that.
Some questionable design decision choices, but
that broke me because I was playing with my best friend, and oddly enough, his sister started joining, so it was like a whole new experience. And we're doing story beats on my end, and I'm just running forward to this objective, and they're just shooting forward on sparrows and just saying like, "What's going on here?" And it's like, "Hurry up, loser!" I'm like, "Come on, I'm only level 6. So what's going on here, guys? Come on, be nice to me." But it's like, "Oh, we got to get you to the level 20 ASAP if you want to be able to go fast." And it's like, I want to go fast. I want to collect rings. I want to go as fast as I can.
But yeah, no, that's Destiny 2 on my end. I'm
Destiny 2.
not sure how much I'm going to play of the expansion next week because of how busy I will be, but expect like a full breakdown like the week after.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
19.
sure. Oh,
Have
yeah.
you considered dropping out of school to play Destiny for 1 week?
Have you considered just dropping out of
wanna-
life?
No, I want to be alive.
I mean,
it's overrated.
You can live forever if you play Destiny 2.
Not in an Indian family.
I mean,
That's not how that works.
You do live in Canada, so those immortality pills can come like really quickly, man. So
yeah,
it's
but
like,
legally I'd have to leave.
I mean,
That's true.
Michigan's
That's
like
true.
halfway into Canada, so I mean, if you want to hop over to the Upper Peninsula, we can work something through Sault Ste. Marie. I mean,
I'd invite you to
Um,
Rhode Island, but there's only like 3 houses, and they're pretty full. So
they're
yeah,
very crew dominated.
Talking
Curse
about
you,
America is a bit of a topic. So moving on.
Okay, okay,
That's all I'm gonna say as a brown bearded man. Moving
there you
on.
go.
all right, fair enough. Fine, play this game. Anyways, like I said, I got a cattle prod with your name on it, though, Nick. So I'm sorry to put the
I'm
heat on you.
bending over already.
Mercy. We got about another 7 minutes before I can go in detail of what I'm going to do with that cattle prod. However, we do have what is called the Nick Switch Initiative, and topic this week is going to be Star Fox.
Yep.
How are you feeling about Star Fox? Do you know about the Star Fox?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. Just a warm-up question. This is a meme.
Yeah.
Who says do a barrel roll? Sorry, let me try that again. Who says do a barrel roll?
Isn't it one of the commanders?
Is it one of the characters in the game? Yes. The answer is yes. Do you know which one, though?
I don't know. Like the names, they're just like the names that went well beyond me, so I can't even answer most of the names.
Oh, okay. No, that gives me good insight to my my quiz then.
Yeah.
I'm just messing. I seriously don't know who says that. I think it's Slippy the
I think
Toad.
it's Slippy. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That would have been a cam covering question. Don't worry, we'll give you a bonus on this one. So yes, we got Star Fox. We do have 5 questions. I would like to throw out my disclaimer. This is special this time. 2 of these questions was given by Maria, aka the guest on our previous podcast, and she was generous in the difficulty, and I am more than happy to pass that on to you. I will let you know. And I was like, hey, this is a Maria question, and
Okay.
we'll see what's going on here. Thankfully, I tried to, taste the, test the water of the pool. I probably shouldn't taste it. Chlorine
You
is a
never
little
know.
bit up there. Might could add a couple more chemicals.
Once is not going to kill you.
Okay, then we'll see about that. So let us begin, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the Nick Switch Initiative for Star Fox. Woo. Okay, as per the usual rules, we have 5 questions. You need 3 of them to get right. Or in this case, we say 3, but in fact, you need 3 points. And sometimes we pull some weird moments out of our butts. So we got that going on. Cam is going to be able to help out Nick here with at least 2 of those questions. I would like to clarify the rules on this one. Cam is allowed to say, I feel good about this one, or I don't feel confident on answering this one. That way, if Nick wants to call in on that one, that way, it's like, if Nick calls Cam in and you're like, I don't know squat here, you're screwed. I feel like that'd be unfair. So,
Oh yeah.
and obviously, if Cam has any good number facts that he wants to give, throughout the course of the thing, he's welcome to. All right. So, Nick, are you ready for question number 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is going to be a multiple choice. Question number 1. Who is said to be the creator of Star Fox? Is it A, and these are all Japanese names, so I'm very sorry, Takashi Tezuka, B, Eiji Onuma, C, Takaya Imamura, or D, our old boy, Shigeru Miyamoto?
Tyler.
Yes.
I just want to say, throughout the last week, I went to a fair, but also the answer is D, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Tell me about this fair. Did you have fun? Did you drink the beer that you told me about?
First, actually, I had a blackberry bourbon ale, and that was really,
Nice.
really good. But I will say this, North Americans are on another level. Deep fried Oreos, deep fried sticks of butter,
Yeah, deep fried 6 of butter. I mean,
deep fried burgers. You want to take something that's already dense and heavy as it is and make it denser and heavier? No, I had the deep fried onion. That was good because it was top of chicken. sauces and cheese, and that was nice. Like I can understand that because onion rings exist.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, it's just a big onion ring. Okay.
If you don't threaten the integrity of your toilet, you're doing it wrong at a fair,
yeah.
okay?
Chocolate
Kill
dipped
yourself with every
bacon.
burger.
Chocolate dipped bacon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pickle juice shots.
Go ahead. Anyways, the answer D for Shigeru Miyamoto, I just want to confirm, is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick has his first point on the Star Fox quiz. I wanted to give a nice warm-up question. Actually, I gave you one already, so that was my easy one. However, don't you worry. Maria's first hard-hitting question, which I hope you get right. Question number 2 by Maria, and I told her that I'd try to do her voice, so, on what planet was the ship Wolfen first seen?
Could you say that in a normal voice?
Oh, yes. On what planet was the ship Wolfen first seen? Was it A, Corneria, B, Ficina, or Fecina? I don't know how to pronounce that one. C, Aquas, or D, Fortuna? The ship Wolfen, which I believe was the ship of Star Fox's rival team, the Star Wolf, that was first seen on this planet.
I want to say B.
Okay. And are you feeling confident on this one?
Not really, but let's say B.
Are you okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick says that the ship Wolfen was first seen on B, Ficina, I don't know what the heck that is. It doesn't matter because the answer was right. That is in fact correct. Good job. Good save.
Wow,
good
was
save.
that on the wiki? That's kind of deep for a surface wiki. Okay.
I double checked because I wanted to make sure, and I looked and I was like, yeah, and I believe it was the Star Fox 2. It was supposed to be Star Fox 2 was the first appearance of Wolfen and the Star Wolf team, and it mentions that it's on Ficina. But it's like, actually, since Star Fox 2 didn't come out until like last year, thanks to the Super Nintendo Classic, Wolfen was in fact first seen on Star Fox 64, which I believe was also, ironically enough, on Ficina. So it worked out, and I was worried about that trick question right there. I was like, ooh, gotta be careful.
My really only strategy was I already picked D in the last question, so B seemed like a good choice.
There you go.
Ooh, trying to play my own game. Okay. Then I'm gonna mess with you right here and now. Then question number 3 does not have multiple choice.
Okay.
What is the name of the aircraft and land-based vehicles that recur in the Star Fox series? So I need 2 answers from you.
Oh, you're saying the 2 different vehicles?
There's 2 different vehicles, one for the air, one for the ground.
Yep.
What are the names for these 2 vehicles?
Well, as we've covered in plenty of video games, we've got the Warthog in Halo, we've got the Sparrow in Destiny, you've got the Pelican in Halo as well. I only know Halo vehicle names, but I do know that the Star Fox is the R-Wing, that's the ship, and you've got the Landmaster, that's the tank.
So about this fair, you said you tried cool ale. Is there anything else? Deep fried stuff? Just
not deep fried stuff, but I had a lime tequila slushy.
He also, don't forget, had a side of victory. Hey!
Yeah, no kidding. That was easy one. Man, I am just handing you these ones. Yes, I know. Don't worry, Cam, you'll be doing the quiz next week, so we don't have to worry about that.
Can we get an F in chat for Tyler, please? Also, I've never actually played a Star Fox game.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Star Fox game.
Look, if you asked me what planet the ship Wolfen was first seen on, I would have not known because I've never played a Star Fox game besides Star Fox 64, and that was just multiplayer. And I would have known Arwing and Landmaster personally just because of my play with Super Smash Brothers, because I know what an Arwing is. And every time the Star Fox, Falco, and Wolfen, they do their Super Smash attack, they're like, Landmaster, and then a giant tank comes crashing down. So
you have to consider that all he has to do is read the article. So we have to be careful with that in mind, because if you could just read the header,
I want to know what the rest of the questions were.
It's okay. I'm going to make this worse for you because question number 4, if you get wrong, you lose a point.
Ooh, all right. Okay.
There we go.
31.
And this is Maria's second question. I like to think it's the hardest one she has. So I won't do her normal voice there. I'm just going to do it in my voice. Sorry, Maria. What name or names, because there's multiple answers, I'll let you pick one, was given to Star Fox when it was released in the PAL region due to issues with a Germany company called Starvox?
Adjust glasses.
One of them I know is Lilat Wars.
Okay. And what's the other one? Because I need both of them now.
One was Lilat Wars and the other one was...
Cam, is your glasses still flashing right now?
No.
Oh, it was just that one that Lilac Wars.
That one, yeah.
It's no, yeah, it's star something. I can tell you that much. It's star.
I'm reaching into the recesses here. I can't help you on this one.
No, I give up. Yeah, but I know Lilac Wars is one of them.
That is true, and I did say I'd give you one or the other, and I'm just full of crap no matter what I say in this situation. Also, I just want to say for the record, 5 and a 4 and a 3 and a 2, and I'm actually at 1, so 1.
Welcome to the nightclub, where things might be a little bit not safe for work. If you got children around, you probably should enjoy this later, but don't worry, we'll be waiting for you.
Oh.
This is fucking bullshit. I just want to say for the record,
Alright,
this is ridiculous. How fucking good.
That little break I took last week really rejuvenated me, and I needed that after that monster of a midterm.
Yeah.
No
Kyler,
kidding.
what was the other name, by the way, real quick?
Just for the record, the answer was Starwing.
Oh, okay.
Starwing, that's what it was. I'm like,
Nick was on the right track when he said it started with Star. In fact, it does. And the last one, because I thought number 4 would just destroy you right here, I gave you another easy one. So let's wrap it up. Question number 5. Which of these games did Star Fox not have any presence in? Is it A, WarioWare, B, Starlink, Battle for Atlas, C, Super Mario Maker, and D, Super Metroid?
Okay, yeah. See, I would have gotten this one wrong.
Oh, so this question, you'll lose 3 points if you get this one.
Yo, call an assistance. We'll do it together.
Oh,
All right, Cam, tagging you in.
Okay, so
mine is burning red.
Starlink Battle for Atlas is an upcoming Ubisoft game. Star Fox is in it as a character, so it's not that one. I don't know WarioWare. That's the problem, because WarioWare could have, and I also still haven't played Super Metroid. I don't know about the others. What do you have? WarioWare, Super Metroid, and what was the other one?
I finally got my revenge with this question. This is so satisfying that the debate itself is clearing. Just, I'm so happy. WarioWare, Starlink, Super Mario Maker, Super Metroid.
Boy, I have no idea. I could see Super Mario Maker having Star Fox stuff in it because that was right around the time that Star Fox for Wii U came out, Star Fox Zero. So I could see there being some stuff. But then again, Super Metroid, I think was a bit pre. I think Super Metroid might have been pre-Star Fox. God, I don't remember. I don't remember my dates back then.
Star Fox came out in '93. I don't know when the first. I don't know.
Metroid.
Good thing I didn't have that for a question. Jeez.
Well, because all right. So in terms, here's the thing. All right. So first off, I gotta say, full disclosure, disappointed. There's not a Super FX chip question.
I was waiting for a Super FX.
Me too. So was I.
So was I, and I knew you guys would too. So I was cutting out completely. I do have a random bonus question. It's a true or false, but I'll save for afterwards.
Go for Super Metroid. Go for Super Metroid, Tyler. Or not Tyler, Nick.
Yeah, I'll go for Super Metroid by all means.
Let's say Super Metroid.
Okay. So Super Metroid, it did not have any Star Fox presence in it. I do believe you're correct that Star Fox did come out after Super Metroid. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely would have came later into the series, I like to think.
Because I thought Super Metroid was like 91, 92. I might be wrong on that, though.
Super Mario Maker, I'm pretty sure they had like a stamp or like a little character you could turn into. Starlink, came out recently or is coming out recently and has already mentioned Star Fox. And WarioWare, I think it might be the Wii One Smooth Moves, where there is a thing where you get to hold the Wiimote where you can play a Star Fox game.
Okay.
And just for funs and giggles, a optional, I've hit the Grand Slam. I'm going to do the run around. True or false? Did Ocarina of Time ever have any kind of correlation to Star Fox?
I have no idea about that one.
Aha. But I have activated my trap card, and I'm going to say I don't know, and I say true.
Oh, okay.
It's a 50-50.
It is in fact true.
Okay.
In the beta testing of Ocarina of Time, and this can only be accessed with Game Shark codes, they introduced a active AI with an R-wing that will attack Link if you if you summon it with the Game Shark.
Wow,
pretty cool.
And so one of the things I was pointing out with Chaos Mode for Ocarina of Time is occasionally the Game Shark code will activate to where if you break a pot instead of a rupee, a little tiny R-wing will start flying around and shooting at you, and it's horrific.
Oh man.
So that is the quiz. Nick has won. Congratulations. That is $120 or 100. Sorry. Oh, a little too big there. $20 coming your way. I do believe we were at 151. That would put you at 171.
That's an insane number.
It's getting there.
Plus, for some reason, my wife handed me $4 and I threw it into the jar. So you're now at 175. So you're collecting a little interest here and there. 175. You are well over one half of the way to getting yourself a Nintendo Switch. So congratulations, Nick. Good job. Yeah. That was confidence, because let's be honest, any Joe Smo that looked at this quiz, I feel like they would have had a challenge, but you put the effort, you studied, you learned. You are now
I'm getting into the mood for school again, right? So
Star Fox aficionado of sorts.
Yeah, now to actually play a Star Fox game.
Yep. Point of clarification, though, I just did look it up. Just want to make sure we're straight on this. Super Metroid was 93, and what's it called? Yeah, Star Fox was 93. Super Metroid's 90. So Super Metroid did come after. But the reason, I was weirded out by that too, because I guess it used the Super FX chip, and that was in place at that point. But then Metroid decided not to use it because they didn't have to do any sort of 3D rendering. So, it just came later.
Good catch, good save. So we have that for the Nick Switch initiative. Nick, you know what bothers me?
That we're not really fucking swearing much.
Yeah, we are not.
We don't
I'm
have to swear.
gonna
We
say,
don't have to swear, but
if we want to talk about my favorite game,
The name of this game is redacted.
2, I can talk all about it. It's
True.
such a great shit show of a game. Anyways, let's go over to the news topic. Now, there was some discussion about this. I think as an agreement amongst Casual Master Quest, some of us get our news different ways, and quite frankly, most people that listen to us, they listen to a lot of podcasts, I'd like to think. And if they want video game news, they got definitely highly reputable sources that give it to them.
Such as that wonderful Into the Video Game. I've heard they're great.
Yes, Cam does run his own show known as Into the Video Game. And if you want good topical information about video games, that is absolutely where we as Casual Master Quest would like to recommend. However, there are some, articles that kind of go under the scenes that get missed over, and it's very disappointing. And I'd like to use Casual Master Quest as a platform of sorts to help bring them to light every now and then. For example, we do have one article today, and this is not, in fact, the article. I'm going to say it out loud. Kid makes video game at age 15. Bitch ass likely to get sued by Nintendo very, very soon. So there is a little bit of talk to the story. And does anybody want to take it away before I start spewing nonsense about it?
I'll just say 15-year-old made a Roblox mod about a hungry Pikachu, and you have to buy really expensive guns, and kids are dumb and bought a bunch. So
yes, Mr. Dominic Carroll, age 15 right now, apparently has a filthy rich family right now, because in his bedroom he has the beautiful setup that would just make me I dream about this kind of stuff. Like it's pretty good. And he is the kind of guy that used to play games like Fortnite and whatnot, and other games that would require silly microtransactions that would just suck your soul out of money, and you'd eventually steal your mom's credit card. And this kid apparently took it one step further, because he got the Galaxy Brain. Because not only did he play Titan on Destiny 2, he also realized that he could make his own game to where he, instead of buying, stuff from the game, he's now going to sell it. And as Cam suggested, it's called A Very Hungry Pikachu, which if you ever look at the boss of this Pikachu in this article, thank you, thisweeknews.com. It's pretty much a large ball with a horrific looking cartoonish version of what looks like the moon face from Majora's Mask, and a couple of Pikachu ears to boot. It doesn't really look like Pikachu, but they called it Pikachu.
And I do have to say that the second I heard the name of the game, I had a little internal shock, because I suddenly had flashbacks to a bunch of scary fucking vor fanfic and shit that I've always been posted around, where it's like a very hungry Pikachu. I'm like, no,
oh boy,
darkness, don't go there.
Yes, the object. I'm saying this fictitiously, so don't take me for real here. It's a game where it's like, oh god, you got to escape inside Pikachu. Before,
don't get bored by Pikachu.
Oh gosh,
don't do it.
I will say this about the kid. Ethics aside, he's smart.
Oh yeah,
apart from the coding, marketing, advertising, he thought of it all really well. And looking at the pictures in the article, all I will say is that the polo shirt that he's wearing, there's a St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital logo on the corner. And all I want to say is that he's probably used some of his smartness to help other kids.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be my only takeaway from that.
So when Nintendo comes swooping in to take all his money, he's like, I'm sorry, I actually was a good person. I gave it to research.
Yeah.
And so he
well,
was
not all of it. Like if you read, like at the end of the article, it says, "Oh, he invested into stocks and he's bought most of his own stuff and he's setting himself up." But the fact that he even did like, even if it was just the one thing, right? That's sort of like enough of like a tiny redeeming quality for a kid at his age, because money at such a young age will lead to a whole bunch of things. Look at Justin Bieber; nobody wants him anymore, especially not us Canadians, and we'll take anybody.
And let's be honest too. I mean, better that stupid dumb Roblox money goes to cancer research than stupid dumb Roblox stuff. So,
yeah, that's very true. There's a couple of statistics I'd like to throw out here. Apparently, there's been 19 million plays of this game. He has a gun that is a premium tool to take down Pikachu. Interesting Nintendo tool of choice. Only costing $12.50 and has been purchased 5,000 times, which I can't do the math on that to make too much sense, but that's pushing about $60,000 if I were to take a guess, if not more. And then there is a rocket launcher for only $2.20, which the scheme here seems kind of weird. That must be a really cool gun for $12.50.
Yeah.
That 18,000 kids has bought. And apparently it was $1. He raised the price afterwards because money is good.
Yeah.
And he apparently also made a second game. Didn't quite go so well. It only got 124,000 visits versus the 19 million. So, couldn't quite make the big thing.
Well, like he said himself, actually, the game itself, the second game he made, didn't do well because it had too many features and it might have actually been a competent game. The difference being that you can make a competent game and then not sell, and then stupid dumb garbage, and they'll sell a lot because it's stupid dumb garbage. So that's kind of where you have to be.
All I'm hearing are like distant echoes, like of EA and.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm hearing distant echoes of dogs because I have dogs everywhere, but. Maybe it's the same thing because they're all bitches.
Ethically, that's all I can hear. Microtransaction, loot boxes, Battlefront 2, EA. He'll fit in well over there.
He'll fit in well. No, props to him though. Honestly, I like that. I respect this a ton, that he can go out there, make this game, and make a business basically out of this very early on. Not even ethically am I like opposed to this. I'm more mad at the people buying this stuff. Like, I'm not mad at him for putting out there. I'm mad at the people for buying it. I'm mad at the
no, he said
spending $12 on a 10.
Unquote, I was actually spending money on stupid things like this.
Oh yeah,
I was one of these kids.
Oh yeah.
I guess the big question is in my head, two things. Do you think it would have ever taken off if it used like something that was nondescript, like a self-made enemy instead of a Pikachu?
Probably, maybe, because it's probably still like the core concept of being chased around and like a city destroying player eating monster that you have to beat is entertaining. But yeah, Pikachu helps.
Let's say if it turned it, instead of yellow, make it like light purple and put reindeer antlers on it or something, I feel like it would have taken a little bit longer, but the core concept would have been still interesting enough. Mm-hmm. Like at this point, if Nintendo kind of gave him the cease and desist and he just changed the thing to a very hungry reindeer that may not look like a nondescript brown Pikachu, cough cough, and I still think he would hit it big. Mm-hmm. And it looks like in 2017, the reason why he got so big is because a popular YouTuber with millions of followers. I don't know who could that be, but one of the 10.
Oh God, yeah.
Apparently, he started playing this game and spent money on it, and that's what helped take it off. So as we can all agree, kudos to Mr. Carroll here at age 15, making such a great game that made a big hit there. I would change that as soon as you can before Nintendo either chains you to their development team to.
No, they would never do that. That'd be too smart.
Yeah, that would be. That's crazy. What am I suggesting?
Yeah, they'd sue you instead of using your talent to make a different version of their game with their IP. They'd sue you instead.
They drain you dry.
We're not talking about Sega. We're talking about Pokemon Company. So I
don't say there's too much intelligence here.
See, Sega's smart. So
that's right. I'm assuming you're referring to Sonic Mania.
Yes, I am. And look what it did for them. Isn't that wonderful?
It did. I'd like to think it did okay for them.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying good job. Christian Whitehead and that team were fan game creators. Instead of suing the hell out of them, Sega decided, hey, let's bring them on. And guess what? They made the best Sega game. They made the best Sonic game since the 90s. So.
Oh, come on. Sonic Boom Colors is a great game, man. I feel like it's a...
What is Sonic Boom Colors?
Wait, you never heard of the Sonic Boom trilogy?
No, Colors is a separate game.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's not part of it. So I'm like, what is that?
Wait, I thought Sonic Boom had, like, it was like Sonic Boom and then this. And so, like, the Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, but Colors is completely different.
Colors is just Sonic Colors.
I'm showing the fact that I have not touched the Sonic games since Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis, and that's pretty much it. Okay, that's fine with me. Also, I think Sonic 06 is a great game for the
I hope it's a joke.
It's a terrible joke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say let's be real here.
Let's be fair.
I'm gonna say it's on the same level as Persona 4. So we got the topic of the I'm sorry, I'm messing with you. Topic of the show. I thought this was an important thing because it's been cropping up every now and then with people, but not really giving the full appreciation I think it deserves. Should the concept of exclusive games still continue? Now, it's a really weirdly worded thing, but the long story short, should companies still do exclusive games? And is that financially responsible of them, or could they potentially consider, the more they spread, the better it will get for, their company? And this is a two-sided question I want to point out, because if you think about it, there's going to be two completely different point of views for companies that run their own consoles and people that, simply make the games. So which one should we focus on first here? Because, we can make an incredible case for either one.
Companies that make the consoles.
Yeah. I think we should just go for both, honestly, because I think the answer is the same.
Oh, really? Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Cam, let's focus first on the console owned companies first. Do you think exclusive games should continue for them? And if so, why?
Yeah, so I'm a fan of
Or
exclusives.
not why, too, I guess.
Yep. I'm a fan of exclusives. Like, I do enjoy exclusives because I'm a collector, so they give me a reason to buy the console. That's kind of roundabout thinking, though. I recognize that. I think for the pure consumer standpoint, it's good not to have exclusives because you buy one piece of hardware and then you're set, right? At that base level, that's fair. What I would say in the opposite sense, in opposition, is that exclusives are almost necessary, I feel like, in terms of competition within the industry, and are a necessary development, even, I would say, too, because considering we do have people who are working against each other for your money and opposing each other for your sales, it's not going to be the case that everyone's going to kind of do a nuclear disarmament. And if we're going to consider exclusives the nuclear option,
but that worked in Metal Gear Solid 5, where if everybody broke up their nukes, we'd get this cool cutscene that we didn't have to data mine otherwise.
Yep. The difference for that was everybody didn't choose to get rid of their nukes. You could force other people to get rid of their nukes.
It was so good.
You could force them with force. But I think the idea is the same, where it's like nobody wants to both denuclearize, or in this case, nobody wants to both get rid of exclusives because they're great draws to their respective consoles. So if Microsoft, for example, said, hey, we're not doing exclusives anymore, Sony would be like, haha, advantage for us, right? Or Nintendo would be like, haha, advantage for us. So considering they're in competition, I do think it's necessary. I would say, too, this was actually attempted in the past. Way back when. I always get the console mixed up. It was either the CDI or the 3DO. I forget which one it was, but the idea behind the console itself was that, and I think it might have been the 3DO, the idea was that it was going to bring together all the developers under one console, and there would only be one video game console.
Great idea. That can't get monopolized at all.
Every 6 or 7 years, and everybody could make games for it. And of course that didn't work because everybody wanted their own slice of the pie in terms of consoles and in terms of all that stuff. So I do think it's a necessity from that perspective. And then if we want to talk to about the non-console maker, we can talk about that as well.
Around the table real quick, though. Yeah. Nick, agree or disagree to Cam's thoughts here?
To the most part, I agree. I don't think they should be exclusive, but it's going to happen anyways. And it's a smart financial move to have exclusive content, to have people buy your console over the other. But lately we've been seeing console makers collaborating on different games, on games that they know will have wide reaches. So particularly I'm talking about Fortnite, where we've had Nintendo and Microsoft team up. My biggest issue is with Destiny. So the PS4
I heard about
has exclusive content.
Yep.
Which is bullshit, because
Absolutely,
we pay the same price regardless of whether you're playing on PC, Xbox, or PS4. We all pay the same price, but PS4 gets exclusive content, and that's from maps to missions to weapons. And sometimes they're time gated, and a lot of times they're not. And so we never see the daylight with these weapons or maps or missions. So why are people on Xbox or PC playing more for a game that has less in it? Arguably the weapons are trash. Like, they're actually fucking useless. But they're still getting more than we are for the same price.
It's the principle.
It's the principle of the matter.
The way I think about that is kind of in the opposite direction, which is for that to happen, right? For exclusive content to happen, generally what happens is Sony paid extra to get that exclusive content. So they paid more via their licensing fees and publishing fees and things like that, right? So the idea is not, I wouldn't think of it as we have less. It's that PS4 has more because Sony upfronted that cost for its buyers.
And charge the PlayStation players more. Like regardless, you're still creating dissonance within the community.
Yes, you do.
Right?
Definitely.
And for any game like this to function properly in the long run, you need to keep the community happy to a certain extent, right? So like I get that, like sure they paid more, whatever, but you can keep a happy community, the game thrives, right? Anything for games like this, you need whatever makes the consumer happy in MMO games, any style of MMO or like massive game like this, whatever decision benefits the consumer in the long run will keep the game alive.
I agree. I think though that, I mean, just to confirm, Destiny doesn't have crossplay, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
it infuriated me to no.
Oh no. We need to have dedicated servers for that, and we've been asking that since Destiny 1, day 1, year 1. It's never gonna happen.
Because I think that if we did, I agree with you. If it was crossplay, I agree with you, because then certain people just would not have access to content. But because there's no crossplay, everybody will have the access to the same the abilities and items as the people they are playing with, necessarily, because there's no crossplay. So that's what I think about that.
A couple of notes aside here. Cam and I will never be able to play Nick well, we can play Nick like a fiddle, but we can't play with Nick at this rate. But I do have a question. You might know this one, Nick, better than both of us. If we were to say buy Destiny 2 on the PC, would we be able to access our Guardians?
No.
So
Nope.
it's
Not fresh.
completely locked. Okay,
Yep.
so
It's not even like Warframe where you can do like a one-time transfer or
Yeah.
anything. It's completely, you start fresh.
Oof. That's too bad.
Even if you get it on the Xbox, you start fresh.
thank you, Activision. Okay, so over on my end, in terms of companies that run and own consoles, I think it's a simple, and just from a financial and the need to keep competitive. Yes, they need to have their own exclusive games. Obviously, they also want to welcome any third party and second party as much as they can. But from a financial standpoint, if they make their own console and if they make their own exclusive games that they turn into multi-console, what's stopping them from playing their other things? The only thing that I feel like that could stop it would either be novelty connections such as controllers or whatnot, just makes it almost impossible. Like it'd be kind of hard to play let's say Mario Tennis Aces or something like that with on the Xbox One, because you're trying to aim and whatnot. It's like it's physically very difficult, and it'd be much more natural to play it on the Switch. But at the same time, I feel like that is such a gimmicky, slim amount that would just stop it from doing harm to any company that otherwise could keep it for themselves. And I think that should transition us to what about the companies that do it? They don't have any, maybe loyalties to certain consoles due to history, but people that could potentially make multi-console games that do it exclusively, through the power of money and whatnot. Should they keep doing that? Is that financially smart in their end? And I'm going to push it over to Nick this time. Nick, what do you think about this?
Depends on the company. So let's take Bungie as an example. There are plenty of other bigger companies similar to Bungie. The kind of game that they're trying to build, it would make sense, putting aside the exclusive content or like the items. You can't limit yourself to just a one player base, right? Because you're making this massive, big world. It's hard for me to describe it because I can think about smaller indie game devs signing exclusivity rights because it's just about who gives them more money for a fantastic game they're building.
Yep.
But when you're talking about something like let's find a game with crossplay. Let's say Fortnite's a perfect game. Like when you're talking about a game like that, and when Fortnite sees an opportunity for them to get as much money as possible through all their microtransactions in game, limiting themselves to just the one platform is only is harmful for their own growth and for the game's growth.
Before we continue, I just want to make a small counterpoint, though, that Fortnite is an incredible outlier when it comes to being on almost everything and, being simply able to be played on most consoles. So I feel like using Fortnite as an example for your argument here, it's pretty reaching out there. Now,
Fair enough.
I'm not saying you're wrong, because I agree to an extent, but
the problem is I'm trying to find an example that fits, and I guess the only one that maybe Warframe. I'm trying to think of large MMO games that allow crossplay.
No, it's just messing up.
Runescape
Say that's not even
I guess
fair.
we could talk about Rocket League, right? That does crossplay, doesn't it?
Does Rocket League have crossplay?
No.
I thought it did.
I mean, it might have crossplay between almost Fortnite style between Xbox and PC and all that stuff, but It's been a very huge topic with
Sea of Thieves,
Psyonix.
Yeah, not with.
But Sea of Thieves is a Microsoft exclusive, so you can only play it on the Xbox, on the Windows. Basically, it depends. It comes down to the agenda of the developers. If the developers want people to enjoy their game, then they'll make it available to as many people as possible. But if a developer wants to let people enjoy the game, but they need the funds and it's a small indie game, or they need specific hardware requirements, then they'll go to whoever has the best. It will offer the most.
Cam, your thoughts?
All right, so I got a bit for this, and I think that it's maybe even more necessary for there to be exclusives in that space. And I think the reason why is because we have to have there's a couple things. One is the difference between the live service games, which I think can function that way, as Nick said, and the other games. So for example, there's a couple of relationships between a developer and a publisher that can exist, but in most cases, money is being transferred. So for example, I'm Sony, I see somebody's making a cool game over here, we want rights to it, so we're going to give them money for exclusivity. A lot of money goes and helps fund the development costs, the porting costs, and revenue, like just creates a lot of revenue for them, of course, and pays generally paychecks as well. Or the alternate scenario where, hey, company, make this game for us, here's the money. It's like Sony has an idea in mind, they know they want to work with somebody, make this game for us. But in both cases, if that didn't exist, then the question becomes who gives them the money? Because if things are going to be for all consoles, like are Microsoft and Sony both going to go down and say, hey, we're going to split it equally for you to have this game? Because that doesn't seem like it'd be the case. A lot of the exclusives at this point are being pushed by the idea of we can gain something, we can gain an edge over our competitor, we can gain more sales. So God of War, for example, even though that is Sony Santa Monica, say it wasn't, and what would happen to games like that? What would happen to Platinum games where nobody is interested in Platinum games exclusively? It'd be cool if they existed, but nobody's willing to front money so that it can be on everything else and also yours. That would be weird. And it'd also be weird to navigate a deal between Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony to have it all equal parts for their consoles to fund these guys to make this game, because different publishers have different sort of qualifications in terms of compliance and in terms of, you know, what they want in the game, because publishers have control over that. So without that, I feel like we lose a lot of AA games. I feel like we might lose a lot of single player games, which are, you know, primarily what I like to play, because there'd be nobody willing to fund them as exclusives for their system. So okay. I think my thought there is they really need it, those types of companies.
A lesser known outlier that I'd like to bring in, not as quite as crazy as Fortnite per se, but Square Enix. Square Enix was in heavy cahoots with originally kind of Nintendo, actually, but then went to PlayStation. But they stayed with PlayStation for quite a while with Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts games specifically, with occasional deals with Nintendo on the handhelds. However, in the past, I'd say 5-6 years, they suddenly, startedly, good wordplay right there. They started making deals with Microsoft and saying, hey, we're on PlayStation and the Xbox now. And, breaking that kind of exclusivity with Sony feels like they might lose money, but in the long run, they would be making more money just by the customer base that they've expanded to. Mm-hmm. And so I know Cam liked to offer a very complicated and smart, you were very logical about that. I'm a plain man when it comes to thinking. In my head, it's like if they lose the money that they would get from a single console and instead make the money hopefully back by having a higher customer base through different consoles, would that be beneficial for them in the long run? Would they lose reputation with certain companies or certain people by making a move like that? Well,
I think that what it is that things like Square Enix, we're talking about an enormous company that can completely fund their own games, develop their own games, and they have all of the infrastructure. So what I'm saying is the games, the lower tier, right? The Platinums, the AA studios, even a little less than Platinums as well. Indie studios that rely on exclusivity deals and the money coming in and help from those big publishers might not get it, because there's no reason for the publishers to give them the money if it's going to be to everything. And again, unless they can work out some sort of multi-arm deal, which would be very bizarre in terms of who wants what in the game, and might just come out to be a mess. But I think like Square Enix totally has, I would say this honestly, Square Enix gained their money off of making exclusives. And that's one thing I would say. They used exclusives to get where they are now. And then now that they're where they are now, they can make whatever they want. And then now it becomes a different relationship where, your Activision Blizzards, your Square Enix, your Ubisofts, your EA, the games become expected to be on the console, and they're a mainstay of the console. It's not something that the console is going and saying, hey, can you make this for us? It's saying, oh, we know this is going to be on there, we'll just renew our usual deals. But that's only because they've gotten so big. So without that, there's no way to get them that big.
So a question for you, Cam, if you could, and I won't hold you to any, approximations about how much money do you think a company would have to make to be considered able to break free of that point there, where they no longer have to worry about, getting exclusivity deals?
I think a good barometer for that might
we know Square Enix was around 6 billion or something like that, so that's way up there.
Yes, well, Ubisoft was I think it was that group, because there was a grouping of Ubisoft, Square Enix, Epic Games, and a couple other things that were in between, I think, the 8 to 14 billion mark or 6 to 14 billion mark in terms of just total assets. I think you might have to be, honestly, I'm thinking Ninja Theory in terms of just making Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. You probably need to be at least there, but that was a lot of veterans of the industry as well.
I mean, that's a cold example considering they just got bought into exclusivity by Microsoft after their little stint of hey, we're going to do PS4 exclusively.
Yeah, but then it was on both.
But then we're like, we're going to expand. We don't need exclusivity. We can expand to, oh gosh, Microsoft just scooped us up.
Because Microsoft scoops them up because they like them, right? It's the same sort of thing. Hey, look, here's an opportunity. Here's somebody who makes good games. You're ours now. And they're going to probably grow, hopefully grow because of that under Microsoft. But I think you need to be at least that level, because if I remember correctly, I think Hellblade was self-funded on a very tight budget, and it was a very veteran team. That's the other thing. So they were very efficient with their money. They were very efficient with their time. So you need to be right around there, I think. So you need to be a decently sized company.
All right. Any final thoughts? I mean, I guess I could say my bit, but I pretty much covered my end. Yeah. On a completely random side note, it's really sad to see such a great company like Ninja Theory, completely honest, completely smart, were even willing to take half the price that they could have charged for most games and gotten the same amount of money, if not more. And then it got scooped up by Microsoft. It's really depressing just thinking about that.
No, it's wonderful. I love it. It's my favorite. Microsoft acquiring those studios like a all-encompassing blob. I love it. It's my favorite. I know, but it's like, it's such a great, like, I don't care if Microsoft comes scooping out like, hey, I want to grab Rare. Hey, I want to grab, this company. And all of a sudden it's like, it's picking my hometown, my favorite one. And they're there. It's like, no, don't do this. And it's like, it's mine now. And we're going to desecrate it.
No, I mean, it's about time Microsoft makes some big dick plays.
Yeah, they're good guys. You have to trust them.
Is Microsoft officially the chosen hero of the video game franchise right now?
So far, I think so. I think so.
What does that put Nintendo as? Is that the neutral side character right now?
Nintendo's doing what they've always been doing.
Nintendo's their own. There. Yeah, like I've never seen any correlation between. It's always been Microsoft and Sony. Yeah, like Nintendo has always been.
They do their own thing.
I would use this word cautiously because Cam's here, but Nintendo's always been profitable in their own way. Like they've always just been doing their own thing, and okay.
It's not every now and then.
But like Nintendo's just done their own thing, and nobody's really bothered with them. They're like Canada of the video gaming industry. They're just sort of there. They're nice. If you want to collaborate. If you don't want to, that's fine. We'll just do our own thing. And then it's always been between Microsoft and Sony.
Yep, Nintendo's been there before you. They will be there after you, and they'll be off doing their own thing and making millions of dollars.
Nintendo is love. Nintendo is life.
Like they made I think their biggest financial decision that they made was to choose not to do anything between the years 2013 and 2017. But they worked on development for the Switch. I'd like to say probably around 2015, but they just took a couple years off. They're like, let's not make anything because honestly, and they did well. It paid off. Game releases this week. We got a couple of games coming out, a couple of ones that we've mentioned before. On September 4th, we got two titles right here. We got Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC, which I'm not excited for just yet because I'm not caught up to that point, but I'm sure I'll get excited for it later on. So, hype. Yeah, Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC. This one, it's going to work, guys. Dragon Quest X1, Echoes of an Elusive Age. Coming out for PS4. By the way, Destiny 2 DLC is coming out on everything but the Switch. Yeah, pretty much. And Vita. Sorry.
Yeah. So Dragon Quest XI finally coming westward after I want to say almost 2 years of being out in Japan. There are many versions of this game in Japan, and this should be something I'm on top of, 100% on top of. But I'm waiting because there's a Switch version.
Smart move, and people have been having very actually diverse thoughts about it. Some people have been praising it as like one of the best Dragon Age games to come out on this side of the river or ocean, and then the couple of people are like, there's actually a lot of repetition that might bring it down real quick if you look past the shine of the game.
You know what it is I actually think is Dragon Quest has had a little bit of a resurgence in popularity. It's always been there in the background in Japan. It's always been the most popular thing ever. But in the West, we did get ports every once in a while on the PS2, but we got a lot of ones in the 3DS. We have this coming as a big game now to the West. We had Dragon Quest Heroes as well. We had Dragon Quest Builders. People are now knowing about Dragon Quest. So a lot of game journalists are getting into Dragon Quest for the first time, and they don't understand that this is like Japan's
like Dragon Quest
long-running
Builders at all.
Right. No, I don't think they understand. This is Japan's almost cultural game in terms of like one of their biggest games of all time in Japan.
Japan had to put a law saying that this game had to be released on Fridays, I believe, because
it was
doing it on Tuesdays, and people kept cutting school for this game. It was bad.
Like it's a half myth, but there was a thing like that where there was a direction put out to that effect. Yes, but it's so big and it's so consistent because Dragon Quest XI in Japan didn't even have voice acting. So their idea was, nope, we stick to our core. We trudge forward. We do what we're good at. We do what people like. We do what we've always done. It's a nostalgic game for Japan as a whole. So when that comes westward and people run into a JRPG with no voice acting and what seems to be traditional JRPG combat with no spins on it, I can see them being very disappointed because it's like, well, what's special here? And the answer is it has a whole history behind it you don't know. Yeah, it's a history behind it you don't know. And like, who's right in that scenario, right? Is it right to judge the game alone or in regards to the entire series and its history? But I think that's where a lot of games journalists are coming, where they're saying like, oh, this is disappointing and that sort of thing. I think it's because they don't like, and it's fair to not understand, because I would agree in a sense too, that if a game is basic, regardless of if it has a big history or not, it's still a basic game. But yeah.
Completely random question. I just want to shoot at you, Cam. Nick, my best friend, is over here, like I keep reiterating. He keeps trying to pawn off Vita games on me. So I want you to tell me yes or no. I know. Okay. Please don't say yes for all of them, because this. Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Do you like Uncharted games?
Yes.
How big are you in Uncharted games?
I actually didn't play them up until this year, and I played 1 through 4 plus the one that came out standalone with Chloe and Nadine.
Oh, then yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so I would enjoy an Uncharted-esque game on the Vita.
Oh yeah, it's a full Uncharted game on the Vita, so definitely.
Okay, I believe it was called Borderlands. There was like I don't know if it was
Borderlands, right?
I think it was the Telltale game that came out for the Vita.
Are you joking?
What?
Borderlands, the actual series, the super popular actual series.
I mean, but is it going to be something where, because that game, I feel like it would be best played if you're playing with other people, right? I mean, you can play by yourself, but some of the bosses are iffy.
You referenced Telltale. I'm like, wait, do you not know Borderlands? Like the original?
The original. What are you talking about?
I'd say no.
Flapjack or whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah, I'd say no, because it runs very poorly on the Vita. It only runs at like 22, 23 FPS. And, no, it's rough. It's rough. It's cool as a technical marvel of we ported Borderlands 2 to the Vita, but probably no.
So if I do get it, make sure I have some ibuprofen with me, because
I already feel bad for you guys having to play Destiny 2 at 30 FPS. The game is beautiful. Yeah. The sound, the music, the art style.
But it was free.
It was free. Yeah, we'll say.
Well,
this is our trial version. If we like it, then we might actually buy it potentially.
True. All right, what else?
Let's see. We have sorry for Vita.
Game.
That's a very good question. If only I had my best friend here that could name off all the game he was trying to pawn off on me, but unfortunately I don't have any idea where he's at.
Did he say Dragon's Crown, Muramasa? Let's see, what else?
Well, I'm hearing stirring from the lair, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe we're gonna make a slight guest appearance if he moves. Oh, he's shuffling. He's grabbing all these mythical things. He has a 3DS. Or what is that? A Wii?
What is going on?
A Vita. Oh my gosh!
Yep.
It's like
Soul Sacrifice could have been another one he was throwing at you. Danganronpa.
Hello, Nick.
Nick's here. Okay.
He is handing me. Oh, he's making an appearance by walking close to me. He's handing me a bunch of little Vita games right here.
Oh, sweet. Let's go through them.
Okay, so I'm going to start naming them off. Let's see. Oh, there's hair attached to it. It's my wife's hair. That's suspicious. Anyways, for the PS Vita, he's suggesting Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh, God. I didn't even know there was a physical cart for that.
I didn't know either.
Runs well.
Is this the one with Phoenix Wright in it?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not a big fighting game guy, but I know our Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is considered by many the best fighting game of all time. So.
Okay, Nick magically appeared from the woodwork a la Home Improvement style and gave me the nod. Phoenix Wright is in fact in there, so I get to play as Phoenix Wright. Objection. Uncharted Golden Abyss, we agreed that was a good one. Here's another one, game number 3 out of 5. Borderlands 2. Oh, it's named the Telltale game. It's
it's the main series. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the main series, you agreed that it's a good game, but it's better played on other
Yeah, it runs very poorly FPS wise.
Okay, let's see. Another one is Street Fighter versus Tekken, I believe.
I'd say no on that one. If you're grabbing Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3, then just kind of leave that one off. I think like fighting games in the Vita are weird too, because of course you're not able to play with the optimal like fight pad or things like that.
Oh no!
Just grab one.
Okay.
Grab Ultimate Marvel. Yeah.
And finally, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation.
Ooh, do you like Assassin's Creed a lot?
I tried playing it originally when it first came out. We're talking about way back in the day. Yeah. Couldn't get into it. When I played Assassin's Creed Syndication, I really liked it, but I didn't like the.
There's a bug. Yeah.
There's a bug. Sorry, Ubisoft was trying to listen in. I really liked Syndicate, but it just felt like, oh, let's clear out this area and take on the boss in this area, and it kind of burnt me down really quickly. Oh boy, are you giving these to me, or you just wanted to show them off? Are we playing what Vita games are?
I'm good for both. I would say kind of maybe on Liberation then. It's not the best Assassin's Creed game, so if you're not super into the series, I'd say avoid it.
Okay. Let's see. Ratchet and Clank Trilogy. Holy smokes, that is an absolute yes.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. The Vita's so good.
Yes.
For games and collections. It has a Sly Cooper collection, has a God of War collection, it has a Ratchet and Clank collection, it has so many collections. It's wonderful.
Ooh, here's one that's important to me, I'd like to think. Killzone Mercenary.
This is the best shooter, arguably, on the Vita, and the most technically impressive as well, so yes.
The best, okay. Now, forgive me, and Nick, I'm going to have to ask you to sit out, best friend Nick, on this one, because I want to make sure this is podcast only for the question. The company that made Horizon Zero Dawn was well known for making a Killzone game. Do you remember which game that was?
The series or a specific game?
They made a specific game. I believe they focused on.
Horizon Zero Dawn was Guerrilla Games, right? Or am I?
Yes,
Guerrilla Games. God, I don't know. I thought everybody worked on. I thought whoever worked on Killzone worked on the whole series.
Okay, I'm going to leave it to Nick in the podcast then.
Oh, Killzone 3 it says. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay, Killzone. Okay, so I wasn't sure if it was this Vita one. Man, the typing on this is, it's a really small
I saw that. Is that Shantae?
Shantae Half Genie Hero.
Yeah, go for it.
Isn't that the new one that just came out recently? The newest one, I guess you would say, rather.
I don't remember when this came out. This is a smaller title. It was out. There was a Shantae game out very recently in the last year or so, and so this might have been an earlier port of it.
Let's see. This one has a bunch of anime figures. See, one of them has
perfect. Keep it.
Just Gaia 3. Or
Keep
just
it.
Gaia.
Keep it.
It's okay.
Keep it.
And then, of course, Resistance Burning Skies.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Oh. Okay. It's funny because I won't challenge you on this, Cam, but I would say Nick has been the biggest Vita experience in my entire life. Now, obviously, you're the one that pushed me back into the idea that I should try the Vita, but Nick was definitely the person that reminded me that it existed, and
You're a good guy, Nick. You're a good guy.
Yes. Huge props to my best friend Nick. Of course, Nick over in the podcast.
Hi.
Absolute big fan. Don't worry, we'll have the Nick Vita initiative sometime in the couple of months.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? Actually, you know what? I'd rather just ship him mine and be done with mine than try
you know
to
what?
buy.
Do it.
I'm not exactly a big fan of dead consoles, so.
Oh, how could you? I'll have you know, Nick. I'll have you know that I'll have you know, like at least 5 games every month come out for the Vita. I'll have you know.
How many of them are visual novel related?
Okay, fine, but at least 2 or 3. Like visual novels. Do it.
Oh boy. Okay, so anyways, like we're saying, for game releases, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is getting
just go to the next one.
It's coming out.
I could give 2 shits for this game. An unfinished game that's only coming out now. Won Game of the Year last year. I can't even.
Didn't win. Remember, it didn't win on Game Awards. That's the only place that matters.
Xbox One for September 4th. Immortal Unchained coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC September 7th. Now, this is a game that I don't know. Should I know about this game? Because I don't think I've heard about it before.
This is not something I know about.
This sounds like, it's a cool name, Immortal Unchained. But okay.
It reminds me a little bit of, I'm almost wondering if there's some sort of connection. It reminds me of Enslaved Odyssey to the West in terms of game title. So I'm like, I wonder.
Well, I just tried to look up the game and it hit me with a enter your date of birth gateway, so I'm not looking up the game anymore.
Oh.
Since I'm cool enough that it already knows I'm an old fart, I already got a video. It says 11 minutes of Immortal Unchained gameplay. Check out some gameplay from this new Souls-inspired action RPG.
Oh boy.
So that actually might be your field of interest there, Nick.
It actually might be, yeah.
So that's coming out in.
Too bad Destiny's Forsaken's coming out, so rip every other game.
I know, right? That's horrible. Also, speaking of lesser-known games, NBA Live 2019 coming out for PS4 and Xbox One.
Never heard of it. When did the other 18 games come out?
It's like once every 3 years. I don't remember. I'm gonna say every 3 years development process. It takes such a long time. They got to start from scratch every single
it's funny
time.
you say that because I think NBA Live is actually on a longer schedule because I think they switch off or something like that. I don't think they run concurrently.
You don't think there's an NBA Live 18? I mean, they do have different like sub branches that they license out to with different companies. So
yeah, it's
they could
usually
get away with
2K. That's the big one.
Right, 2K.
Yeah.
And okay, fair enough. Yeah, 2K18 definitely rings the bell in my head. But that's the Mandela effect, I'm sure. SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy coming out for PS4.
Cam, talk about this. Here you go.
And
The only thing you need to know about this game is there's a Terry Bogard from what's it called? From help me, King of Fighters.
Yeah.
Yep. Terry Bogard from King of Fighters is a girl. That's one thing you need to care about. The second thing is that the hat now says Fatal Cutie. That's the only thing you need to care about.
Oh.
Yep. So everyone's a girl. Story-wise, it's a fighting game. It's a party game more than a fighting game, though.
Question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember here. So basically, they pretty much rule 63 a lot of these people that turn them into ladies, correct? Because
no. Most of them are also correction. I don't know what I was thinking. Fatal Fury, not fucking Fist of whatever I said. I'm tired.
Like that?
No, I said King of Fighters. Yeah, not King of Fighters. Sorry, Fatal Fury. I'm a dummy.
There was a picture I saw. I don't know if it's correlated to this game. It was on Twitter where it showed a guy that looked kind of like Guile, but not really Guile, but had cool blonde hair, and then what looked like his little sister that I thought in reality might have been a gender bent version of her. And it says, "Don't ever talk to me or myself ever again." And I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah.
So when you tell me that heroines, all girls, I was thinking, "Oh man, it might have been that." For those who actually know, please, let me know at 2 times dollar because now I'm curious.
It's all SNK girls, and then Terry, who's gender bent and in there.
Terry, I think it was Terry that I'm thinking about.
That's
that
what I said. Terry Bogart's female in this. That's what I said.
Well, I have no idea who Terry is, but apparently I do.
Yeah, so
got mimified.
The Fatal Fury hat now says Fatal Cutie. That's the most important thing, but it's a fighting game. It is more party based though. I played this at PAX East, and we've played it at my friend played it Evo as well. It's not a great fighting game. It really isn't, and it's too much. You have to win it. Think about honestly PlayStation All-Stars, but less fun. But less fun, I'd say, because you can't win naturally. It's like a fighter, 3D fighter in terms of function, but I think I'm getting so mixed up on this game. God, I think they're 3D models, but it acts like a 2D fighter in terms of you don't actually get to rotate around character wise, but you can only win by using your super. So you can't win through natural means. So you can't just punch them. Yeah, you can only execution style to win. A bunch of items are dropping on screen all the time that you can use and stuff. It's just completely wild. It's not a true fighting game. That being said, the story is that all the SNK girls are stuck in a mansion or something, and somebody's overseeing some sort of tournament. It's a fighting game. There's a hat that's cool. So yeah.
Okay, fine, cool. Yeah. I know, Nick, you say that Destiny 2 Forsaken's the biggest thing that's coming out this week, but I do have a challenger coming your way. Coming out on September 7th is Spider-Man for the PS4, and
sorry, Destiny.
Sorry, Destiny. Yeah, that's the Destiny killer right there. Sorry, Bungie.
No, it's fine. Destiny doesn't have unpromised graphics like Spider-Man does.
I like
that is one big puddle to jump in, or not. I don't know.
Oh, jeez,
I know, right?
That's extra good, Tyler. All right, claps for that.
Thank you.
Oh.
We won't discuss that.
Like we never delivered on content, but at least we look like how we showed up at E3.
Yeah, that was whew.
Hot takes. Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
So
it's just lighting, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
When has it ever just been lighting?
I do believe I'm going to get Spider-Man because I do want to talk about it. I feel like this is a game that it feels like it should get some kind of recognition because it's going to be one of the biggest heavy hitters in this part of the year. So I think
it'd also be crazy not to get Spider-Man. On PS2, I played Spider-Man 2 that came out with the movie release. My bad. I played Spider-Man 2 that came out for the movie release, and I had so much fun in that game. I think it was the open world, swing around, do whatever you want, side quests. So you'd be crazy not to get this game if you ever played that game, or if you just want to be Spider-Man in his true form.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Absolutely wonderful game.
Also, I absolutely fucking hate Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
I actually hate Spider-Man.
But yeah.
He got really mainstream really quickly at the wrong point in my life where I wanted to be edgy and cool. And it's like, Walmart has a Spider-Man wallet. I'll buy it, but I'll hate it. And so
My problem with Spider-Man is that he has too many problems, and then he just whines about it all the time. Sure, he solves his problems at the end of the day. He beats the villains. He's cool and all, but he's a whiny baby.
I know. It's
Tobey
my
Maguire,
uncle died.
Tobey Maguire didn't help with that.
My problem with Spider-Man is it's not made by Japanese developers, so. Or Japanese mangaka, or a Japanese anime.
Or Marvel is not even Japanese, so
it's not Japanese. Why do I care, right? Not anime, not me.
Cleanse your hands. Cleanse your hands.
I will say in terms of the actual downgrade discussion, because that is a big topic going around, I need to actually see it myself to know if it is downgraded or not. But one thing I will say is I've never ever seen a big game that was not downgraded. So I think
exactly when
everything's
downgraded.
Because
they probably
they run them on.
Like this is the thing. PCs at the event, or they
run them on
PS4
like architecture, and then it's actually just a PC with a 1080 running in it or something like that. So
yeah.
Or a 280 if you're in this part of the century now.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do my weird voice while I vape. Because look at me, hey, I'm okay.
I did that. Wow.
I know, right? So that is interesting. And just a side note about the new video cards coming out.
Yep.
They're up there now. Finally, Yokai Watch Blasters, Red Cat Court, and White Dog Squad.
We're good.
Coming out for 3DS, same day as Spider-Man. There you go. If you can't afford Pokemon, even though it's the same price, then what are you doing? Anyways,
Yokai Watch is superior. Here's the joke. Okay, so people are gonna laugh when they heard that from me, but here's the thing. Here's the reality situation. I'm contractually obligated to dislike Yokai Watch because I'm a Pokemon fan. I think Yokai Watch
deals to Twitch and everything now.
Early on, Yokai Watch's gameplay left a lot to be desired, but in terms of actual visuals, the new Switch games are far superior than anything Pokemon's putting out. People have used them to compare to Let's Go and said, look, Game Freak is slacking because look what Yokai Watch can do in this amount of time. And I think it's very valid to say, here's a similar type of game and looks this way in this world on the Switch when Let's Go is looking like this. So the one thing I will say to Yokai Watch is good job on actually using the Switch's power.
Awesome. Okay.
Level 5, yeah.
Then let's wrap up the show right here and now. You can email us at casualmasterquest@gmail.com. If you want to send us any questions, comments, concerns, love, hates, whatever you want, it doesn't matter. If it's interesting, I'll read it. If not, then,
you'll still probably read it.
You'll be in our thoughts and prayers on Twitter or something like that. All podcasts and gaming can be found throughout all our Twitches, as well as some of them is going to be found on our YouTube channel, which we will link on our Twitter if you're interested. Including our podcast recordings. So if you want to look at us in the flesh and see how beautiful we are before I actually make our voice sound decent, this is where you can find it. You can find us Raw Dog.
Ooh.
Let's see. You can find me on Twitter at 2timestyler. I am currently streaming on twitch.tv/2timestyler, all letters, one word. I stream every Tuesday and Friday, 6 to 9. I do typically Zelda games, unless people convince me to play horror games, which I would really love to bring back Sinuous Sacrifice. Bring it back up there.
Yeah.
However, we do have more important people than myself, such as Cam. Cam, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at CamCollects, my preferred social media. Hit me up anytime in DMs there. Talk about video games, the industry, or anything like that. In terms of streams, you can find me on twitch.tv/CamCollects. Just made affiliate, so I'm going to work on all of those badges and such like that. So if you guys have your free one and haven't used it, consider stopping by and giving me a shot. I would appreciate that very much. I stream at 6 p.m. on Fridays at 6 p.m. EST. We're doing Pokemon Prism, Blind Nuzlocke, and then also on Monday at 7 p.m. EST for Pokemon White 2 Randomized Nuzlocke. And what I would say is one perk, too, of being affiliate is you don't have to worry about average viewership anymore. So I might introduce some new stuff that doesn't get as many views as well. Pokemon seems to be where people like to watch me, but I also like to play other things. So that might be something going on too.
I just want to confirm if that is really the case. They don't do performance reviews after a month. They're like, oh, this guy has been only getting one,
Yep, okay. They won't get rid of you. So once you're there, you only have to get there once. Yep. Unless you're going for partner, but then you need 75 average viewers for partner.
No, but even once you're partnered, because of whatever, if you don't stream for a while, it's fine.
Cool. Awesome. Nick, where can we find you, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at LRWarrior11. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/LRWarrior11. I stream Destiny 2. I'll be streaming Overwatch and a variety game until I'm done with it.
Awesome. We cover such an interesting field. I want to point out none of it's really Microsoft related, but that's okay. And we all have like one weird correlation in one shape or form that, he plays Bayonetta, which might have came out. Actually, no, it came out for PS3 originally.
Just wait until Gears of War 6 comes out or the next Halo, then I'll be on
I would
that.
say I am pro Microsoft. I've already played every one of their exclusives on Xbox One, so
All three of them. I understand.
it's like 6 now, 7.
All right, that was Cam. That was Eleanor. Nick. That was myself, Tyler, and we are going to be wrapping up here at Casual Master Quest, episode number 17. Hope you guys have yourselves a great day. We'll hope to see you next week, and don't forget to never stop the grind. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I love you.
Love you.
You'll never stop loving me.
Find more of our work by searching for Casual Master Quest on iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast players. Check out what we'll be doing next week on Twitter at MasterQuestPod.
Not like legit, we're going to start talking the podcast, but
Pre-show stuff.
Yeah, get stuff rolling. So, Destiny 2 is a thing.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh,
Destiny,
hi, Cam.
perfect time.
Just in time for your deep and collected thoughts about Destiny 2.
Oh, good.
I know, right?
I've only played it 2 days straight, a lot.
This is going to be a sweaty
Oh, you too?
Oh, yeah. No, I told you I was playing it. I was the one who said it in chat, like, right when it came out.
Well, you said you were, I know you installed it, but I didn't know, because,
Oh, I've already played 10 hours.
Installing and playing it could be 20 minutes.
I already played 10 hours, Tyler. I was playing Gambit earlier.
How do you feel?
I had to get it in before. I had to get it in before podcast. I tried playing Gambit. There was a lot of connection issues, though.
Yeah, there are. The servers are a bit fuzzy because of. They said things are going to be weird with this patch.
I imagine.
Cam, I guess I should probably ask if I can add you on PSN sometime.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because right now I got my best friend over. And he's the guy that tried to get me originally in Destiny 1, and it didn't work. And, of course, him and I played quite a bit, as it turns out.
I'll talk about it on podcast, but it turned out I played a lot more Destiny than I remembered playing, and then I actually beat everything. So...
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, we are ready to start whenever you guys are.
Just a quick question before we start. Oh, you went live. Okay.
Oh, no, we've been live since before you joined. So.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, I know you wanted to talk about getting rid of the news section, and I saw it was still in there. Do you want to...
Do you guys hear that?
I heard dogs.
Yeah. Dogs.
I only have one dog.
Huh.
Looks like your dog bought him a friend.
It sounds like okay. So basically, what happened was my landlord brought some dogs over to drop them off in my dog run before she went north, and it's like, okay,
huh. All right.
Anyways, I only put one thing in.
I did see there was only one, and I saw it was.
As you can see, I put it in simply because I like the title that I reconstructed for it.
Yep. Here's the thing. If you guys, I said it in Discord, but if you guys don't like covering news, I already run a full news podcast. I don't need to do more news.
I like the discussion aspect we generally run with our news show. So news segment. So maybe not heavily focus on several different news articles, but we'll grab one if it's interesting and just talk about it. So we could rebrand it as the discussion segment or something.
Lame. Yeah, because we can always put secondary topics or push topics more if you want to do it that way. But
I would say at the very most, do one not because it's topical, but because it has an entertainment value that other podcasts don't cover.
Okay, that sounds good.
That's why I picked this one in particular, because no one's talking about a 15-year-old that made a game called Let's Beat Hungry Pikachu.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, and he's sold thousands of guns for $12.50 a pop, and And it's like, God damn, it's like
Children are scary, dude.
Nintendo should be like, emulation. I found a new target here.
Yeah, right.
Are you fine with the one topic at least, or do you want them to cut it out? Because I'm okay with doing it like that. Or
No, I'm good, man. I'm just saying, if you guys want to get rid of more news, I'm super down for that.
Yeah,
I
we'll roll with
say-
this for this week, I say.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
talk after.
But that plus help with our 2 hour and something minute. prime
Yeah,
time.
I mean, if we could, I know you said 2 hours is a little too much on your end. You felt that way too. If you want to go down to 1 hour 30 or something, that works for me.
like I love talking to you guys. Don't get me wrong, but you know,
It's a long time.
it is a long time, and but
Woo.
I know. Oh man, actually, okay. We'll talk about this afterwards once we're done. Just kind of like a post meeting. Let's see. Are you guys all set then?
Yeah, let me just make sure all my sources are where they should be.
Make sure the 7-Up
good.
is drinkable. Thank you, Amanda.
Shut
Thanks,
up.
Amanda.
7-Up.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. It's okay if you say you're welcome.
A little bit of a cringe moment there, but that's okay.
Why? Because I sang an off-tune version of a Disney
Yes.
song?
Yes. Should always be on tune.
That got you?
I see what's happening here.
Out of everything, that got you?
Wait, what was your
Okay, I don't know
red flag
what I don't know what
Cam?
Cam's trying to start, but for me it was just the off tune bit.
Let's start the episode.
Okay, let's see. 5:07. I started just a little bit after 5 o'clock, so I just got to make a mental. Holy shit, a lot of vaping. Anyways, 6 minutes in. All right, ready? Good. Green light. Everybody good to go? All right, then we're gonna be starting. And let me let the house know this because I got a lot of people in my house right now. Yo, fuck dogs! About to start this podcast for real, yo. Silence is golden, duct tape is silver. Just remember, I like silver more. But we can do the gold standard if you want to. We cool?
We're cool.
Oh, you could respond to that. That's okay. Okay. Fine. Anyways, let's start. Oh, that's right. We're family friendly. The first.
Yeah, just give him the eyes. Oh yeah, no, that's
Okay. We gotta. This guy, go serious the fuck up.